starts now.
Hello and welcome to Click Click Play episode 17. I'm your host with the most, Biggest Bennis, and as always, we're joined by Andre, the giant
Andre the
YouTube
Giant.
star. That's it, Andre the giant YouTube star.
I'll take it. Thank you very much.
And as a very special treat, we are joined by Pitbull.
The Pipple?
And Rocket Sauce. Hey, Rocket Sauce.
What is up? Hello, everybody. Had a busy night last night. I did some bartending for a bean convention, hopped a flight, and now I'm here in Barcelona. What a beautiful place that you guys are. People are so kind here. Look at that. I bought these amazing shoes from a little kid. I think he bought a soccer ball with them. Absolutely amazing. I love your people here. I got the whole Rocket Nation behind me. Look at them all. Look at Captain Smalls. I see you. Look at this. Rock Live Streams back here. Crankicles. Biggest beer right there. Everybody's back here. I love it. My mom's back here. Ma! I'll be there in the middle. Calm down.
Did you say a bean
He's so mad at
convention?
It was a bean convention. Listen, it was the most boring party I've ever bartended for, but there's a lot to talk about when it comes to beans, apparently. Black beans, green beans. There's a lot of different beans.
Oh, it sounds to me like a euphemism, to be honest.
It was not good. It was not good. One of the most boring parties I've ever had to. If anybody was watching my Discord last night, they could definitely see that I was ready to turn into a cutter by the end of the night. Why? Yeah. One of the best lines I heard all day, though, was a little old lady about 90 years old. She told me that back in her day, they used to use sundials. And I'm like, I don't really think that's true. I think that you're exaggerating a bit. It's like, no, but we didn't. But I'd love to see you at high noon. And I was like, what? This 90-year-old lady just tell me she wanted to see me with unicorn horns? Come on.
Jeez.
Come on.
Well, we should explain.
All right, that concludes this episode. Everybody.
You're gonna have to watch the unedited video version on YouTube as well to see those socks or those shoes that he kicks the soccer ball with. Soccer ball.
Yeah, they're beautiful socks.
Actually,
socks.
teaching English in Spain, I always ask people like, what do we call a football? You know, the ball that they use in football, and they're like, a football ball. And that is always like, yeah, so pass me that football ball. But yeah, let's explain the absences. Unfortunately, Manny has had to go and visit the mothers of all his children, so he's out of there all this Mother's Day. And Jordan, it's John's birthday. Yeah, and it's John's birthday as well. So unfortunately, Jordan, let's say, got a little bit drunk last night. He's not the only one, and he's seeing to his lady today, let's say. Yeah.
I think we should dedicate a couple of seconds to sing happy birthday to Jordan.
Yeah, should we all sing?
Even though he's probably never going to listen to this.
He will. He listens to the podcast. He even listens to podcasts he's on. He's that vain. So I just do it purely for, checking sound levels. All right, so should we sing? Happy birthday. There's a bit of a delay. It's not working.
Okay, we can't sync up.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Jordan.
Jordan.
Happy birthday to you.
Jordan.
There we go. That was the worst rendition of Happy Birthday.
And now it's over. It's over. Like I was really looking forward to meeting Jordan. Seems like the only normal one out of you guys besides Ben.
Yeah. That's besides me. Okay, I've never been called normal in my life, to be honest.
Like seems like a really normal guy. Like, no, Andre, and then his brother. Yeah, it's like you're working with two underwear models. I don't even feel comfortable. I had to be stuck between them two. Awesome.
So that's it. Yeah, Manny unfortunately is working. He doesn't. I was talking to him on WhatsApp earlier. He doesn't seem too happy about having to do that. And and Jordan, has been partying all night. So
happy birthday, Jordan. Hope you had a great time last night. It sounds like he did.
Yeah, and happy Mother's Day to all people who are celebrating Mother's Day. In the UK, it's in March, but here it's in Spain. It's Mother's Day. In the US, I think nearly everywhere it's Mother's Day except for the UK.
Oh, it is in Spain as well?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's not in the UK, really?
Nah.
That's strange.
Yeah, no, that's a couple months earlier. I remember hearing that.
They don't have mothers in over there, I guess.
They don't know them.
They're all just spawned.
Nah, the US needs the
They
extra.
drop them and send them right out the door.
The US send them down the pit. The US
Time to
needs the
learn.
extra couple of
Fend for
months just
yourself.
to try and work out who their mothers are. Anyway, Andre,
Oh.
we have a lot.
Ouch.
We have a lot to talk about. You weren't here last week, so
I wasn't. I was.
Where were you?
I was in Orlando, city of dreams and fun, Disneyland and Universal Studios and all that stuff.
Did you
I
meet
was
Mickey
at
Mouse?
Playlist Live. I did not. I did not meet Mickey Mouse. I met a bunch of
Characters?
college kids dressed up like a bunch of my favorite cartoon characters, which is great.
Oh,
No, but I went to Playlist Live, which is a giant YouTube event that happens in Orlando and Washington D.C. every year, and this is like the 5th one. I've only been to one other one, but this time it was incredibly fun. I drank a lot, and I met a lot of new people. I made a lot of new friends. It was really fun. I
any
enjoyed
connections
myself.
there?
Oh yeah!
Networking?
Oh man, I didn't bring a business card or anything like that because I feel like I hate people who hand me their business card. I don't know why, but yeah, I mean, yeah, like I made enough connections that I think I think my YouTube channel is gonna be all right in the long run. You know,
Yeah. So,
I'm not gonna have to cancel it anytime soon.
did you meet PewDiePie?
I did not. He did not show up. He never shows up to these things, I guess.
Too many foreigners and stuff, isn't he? He doesn't like that.
Yeah. Ah.
Is it foreigners or Jews he hates? I can't remember.
He doesn't like Jews is the thing.
Oh, okay.
The thing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
So what did you do there? What did you tell us? I want to know. This sounded really fun. I saw the video. Guys, if you haven't checked it, go to I'ma Make Movies on YouTube and watch Andre's... watch all of his videos, but specifically watch the one on Playlist Live because I laughed out loud a few times at that.
Oh, it was incredible. Like my good friend Aaron Chiz, known as the Chiz Plays on Twitch.
That's Chiz with
got
the
me a free
CH, yeah?
ticket. CHIZ. That's his last name. He was cursed with that. And what's it called? He's kind of well known in the YouTube community, so he got me a free ticket, and he got me into all like these events that only like important YouTubers could go to. And I'm not by any stretch of the imagination a popular YouTuber,
Yes, you are.
but like
That's what we're selling you as on this podcast.
I heard that you're kind of a big deal.
oh god, you heard super wrong.
I hear you're like...
People know you. Like you show up to them conventions and people ask you for autographs.
God damn.
You're a bit like
Never-
you're the Manny GPT of YouTube, aren't you?
Yeah, basically. I had one person, and it was like the nicest thing ever. I even gave him a little shout out in the video. He came up to me and was like, "Hey, Jose." I'm like, "Whoa, this is weird." My actual name's Jose.
Yeah, this is the-
I
this
go
is
by
the-
Andre on everything. So yeah. But what's it called? He comes up to me. He's like, "Jose, like I've been watching you for like 4 years. I'm such a big fan." And like honestly, anytime that shit happens, it's only happened once before, but like anytime that happens, it's like the best feeling in the world.
No.
Like it almost feels like I'm not recording to just myself. Like somebody's watching it somewhere. But yeah, like I went to like a whole bunch of crazy parties. Like I met a lot of like YouTubers that I actually enjoy watching. And yeah, it was nice. It was like a fun time, and I met a lot of people. And again, like watch that video. That video really sums it up. It was
There was some really
ridiculously fun.
really bad entertainment there, wasn't there?
Oh yeah, I didn't go to that. I kind of stumbled upon that. I walked into that big ass convention. They were singing about, I think what I heard was like something about God. I didn't want to like make fun of them too much because I'm sure it means a lot to them. But as somebody who doesn't know them, I just walked into this giant room and some lady was singing. Like two girls were on stage singing to like 50 people. And like it was a weird moment. Yeah.
In fact, who were the
It's a
other
little
ones?
awkward.
Weren't there some other things that you stumbled across, Andre, that like they were really good? I think you were dancing at the end or something.
Oh yeah, no, we went to at the end of the night, at the end of the entire event, what they did was YouTube kind of opened up Universal Studios just for the top like 200 YouTubers. So like it was me and 200 other like big names just going through Universal by ourselves. Like
Wow.
there was no other
Oh,
people in
how
there.
awesome would that be?
It was ridiculous. Like you're just walking and like you go up to a ride and you're automatically on the ride because there's no lines anymore. There's no nothing. Like I kind of felt bad for the employees who had to put up with like just assholes who were just like, yeah, me next, and they just like jumped
Don't
in.
you know who I am?
Yeah, exactly.
I got
Like,
20,000 followers on YouTube. I'll subscribe.
Everyone with selfie cams like, yeah, we're getting ready to get on the ride.
yeah, exactly.
They
Exactly.
Like,
have
you
to-
can't have that
Yeah.
on the ride. You can't do that. Put it down, please. 185 times in a row. Please. Put down the cameras.
Just roller
We'll give
coaster
them
going
to you.
past, and like, yeah, every single person with a selfie
Exactly.
stick up in the air.
Exactly. But like that was insane. Like they gave us, like I've never gotten so many free drinks in my entire life. This is what it must feel like to be like a beautiful girl at a bar, because everyone kept coming up to me and just giving me cards like, hey, just give this to the bartender, you get a free drink.
Oh,
And like by the end of the night, I probably had like 12 left over, and it was incredible. It was such a fun experience, and I really recommend becoming famous on YouTube and
yeah.
being able to go to these things.
I never thought about it, man. Now I want to give it a try. You make it sound so glamorous.
Yeah,
I'm like,
just
man.
Maybe-
give up your day job, give up every other one of your jobs, and focus on that. You'll be good.
Maybe
It's
one
great.
day we can do the Click Play podcast live on YouTube instead of Twitch.
I'm down. I'm always down for that. Like I think my subscribers would like that for
Yeah.
sure.
Scare them a bit with these.
I just don't know how to do that. I'll give you my password and shit. You just don't have to fucking delete everything.
Ooh, delete. Yeah. Oh, well, no, that sounds awesome. And yeah, any famous and big, hugely popular celebrities, tell them to come on. We've always got a space.
My big question for that one would be: did you meet Slipgator? I know he lives down there. Have you ever heard of Slipgator?
I've never heard of him, but that name
Oh,
sounds
man.
very familiar.
Great YouTuber as well. But I know he was tweeting out he was actually Snapchatting some stuff out from there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he probably had like I'm telling you, like if
Must-
it wasn't for like the fact that I had to stay next to my buddy who was famous, kind of like it kind of made my experience like at least I always was with somebody, but I can't imagine what it would be like to just be able to do anything on your own. Like it's ridiculous. It really made me jealous. I was like,
I
this
would
is
need a chaperone. I'm not gonna lie. I would need a chaperone. Someone would have to keep an eye on me at all times.
exactly.
I would bring, I don't know, somebody with me. I'd be like, listen, if I start doing anything stupid, get me out of here. Get me out of here. Especially with free drinks floating around. Oh man.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. Oh,
That's awesome. Yeah, I when Twitter kind of first set off, I was just using it really for politics. I studied politics at university, and I was using it a lot. And I went to a couple of conferences, and yeah, like a few times, like, oh, it's I think I was Cardiff Blogger at that time. I was like, hey, I remember, and like I'd have like 3 people say, oh, I read your blog, and then you get that experience, and then but it's nothing. It's nothing to be proud of what I did in my past life. In fact, just thinking about it now, it's like, yeah, I'm not going to talk about that anymore because that was depressing. I did go to an RSPCA chicken dinner. RSPCA is like an animal rights charity. I went to a chicken dinner that
oh,
was
I
owned by them.
hear they party hard.
Oh, yeah, with free drinks. I also went to a talk on the Israel and Palestine conflict, and I just sat and I put 3 glasses of wine behind the guy in front and just drank them all and was absolutely hammered. But it was that, good Israeli wine. It was brilliant. I loved it. So drunk. All right. Well, that sounds brilliant. And are you going to go next year?
Oh yeah. No, there's another one in September.
Yeah.
September 1st, and through the 3rd, and I'm definitely going there. It's in Washington D.C. this time.
Bit closer.
So yeah, exactly. I can just take a train or a bus there
Nice.
and save some money. Yeah.
Where are you anyway, Rocket? I actually don't know.
You don't know where I'm at? I'm in the great state of Michigan.
Oh.
Well, I'm not now. Of course, now I'm in Barcelona. We have to, the whole Rocket Nation, we have the quick B-52 bomber. We were helped out by the U.S. government, made it over here just in time. I actually had to parachute into the sea. It was absolutely
Got
big
all your
ups to them
followers
for
in the
that. But
stadium
yeah.
behind you.
Oh, yeah. You see them back there? I mean, they're showing some mad support. Look at this. I mean, I know everybody looks real still. That's just because they're in awe of the greatness that they're witnessing today. That's all it is.
Guys,
Doing a great job.
and-
Yeah, I'm in
yeah.
Michigan. I'm in Michigan.
where's Michigan? Apart from the US, I know about that. I'm British,
like
I know.
every idiot from Michigan does. It's the one that looks like this. It looks like a big glove on the map. That would be Michigan, the northern part of the United States.
Okay, so
Oh,
in the
it's
north.
to the left of New York.
Yeah, well, everything's to the left of New York, so technically.
East
It's
of
somewhere
California?
in
Is
there
it?
between Chicago. It's right between Chicago and New York in that area-ish. And it looks
Ah.
like a big glove. That's always a common joke around here in Michigan. Everybody always is like, "Where are you from?" And everyone puts up their hand. They're like, "Right here." And then you're like, "What?"
Yes, sir. Right here.
Brilliant.
I'm right
Well,
up there.
is Pittsburgh in Michigan? Or near
Pittsburgh,
it?
no.
So this is this is where I embarrass myself with the geography of. Man,
I'm
Americans
just as
geography don't
bad.
really. Sorry.
It's
God.
my own country, and I don't even know. I'm not gonna lie. It's Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Ah, of
Pennsylvania's
course,
where
yeah.
Pittsburgh is.
Penguins.
Yeah,
I
Pittsburgh,
like.
Pennsylvania.
We're not gonna Google it, right? We're just
Oh
gonna.
no, we're just gonna wing it and just trust what I say.
Pittsburgh,
No matter what, I'm
Pennsylvania.
right.
Do you know,
Right.
I kind of know all my cities and states just by watching wrestling through the 90s and like, live from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And so I know all these random cities and like what states they're in, except Pittsburgh. I had a little brain fart then. But anyway, yeah, Rocket, how have you, well, tell us, who are you and where do you come from?
I am a bartender part-time, and I stream over on right here on the Twitch as well, twitch.tv/Rocket Sauce. Shameless plug, chat. And yeah, I've been doing it for about a year now. Actually, we just passed up our year anniversary. Just hit about 400 followers or so. Starting to get a little bit of recognition. People tend to like me. I don't know why. I think I'm loud and obnoxious. I think everybody else does too. But
I did include you in my Click Click Play top streamers link.
I was very surprised. I'm not even gonna lie. I was a little bit hungover, rolled over in bed. You know, everyone else rolls over in bed and there's like a woman next to him. No, my phone is next to me, blinking. I'm like, what is this? And I'm like, what? Ben, you're cool, man. I like you. Back to bed. But thank you very much for that. I really did appreciate that. That took me totally off guard. It always is to me, of another streamer is like, man, you do awesome work. I love what you do. That is always like one of the biggest compliments. That, and if, you know, a viewer is like, hey, man, when I'm down, you bring me up. I love that as well. That always, that always gets me. Like,
you definitely,
it keeps me motivated.
You've got energy, Rocky, so I don't think anyone could ever accuse you of being a downer.
Time to time, I do get a little bit loud. I'm trying to tone it down today. I don't want to be too loud, but yeah, normally, yeah, you can catch me screaming at a video game or two anytime during the week.
Are you hungover, Andre?
Pardon?
Are you hungover?
No, I'm not. I'm just. I haven't been able to drink all week because I've been housing my friends, so, and I've been working
It's not
so much.
euphemism.
It's. No, it's not.
Housing.
Everything's a euphemism. No, I had some friends visit me from Florida. They came like right when I landed. They were already here, so then I had to entertain them the entire week. Love them to death. Shout out to. They're not watching this. Shout out to Danny and her boyfriend. Yeah. Yeah.
King of Strong Style says, when I'm down, Andre is my morphine.
Woo!
Aw.
By Tremor.
There it is.
See, that's what
You
we're
haven't commented.
entertainers, aren't we?
Come on.
Wait a minute. Wait, doesn't morphine put you out completely? Like when you hit it,
Yeah,
you're just like,
wait a minute.
I feel warm. Just melt.
Oh.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I've had morphine one time in my life, and that was exactly what it did. I think he means the opposite.
So, Rocky,
Andre, hi,
Yeah,
I said
heroin
before,
now.
man. Yeah, there it is. Like PCP. He's your PCP. He makes you want to get naked and run around. That's what he does.
so does Rocky if he prepares your drink
Yeah,
without you
exactly.
looking. Anyway, Rocky, what drink do you? What is your tipple? Are you, when you say
the
bartender, do you mean you pull pints, or are you good at?
You know, I do. Man, you know, in my town, it's kind of a small town. It's not very big. We do have like the most bars per capita in the world. So like we have like 55 bars on one street, and that just counts for everything. But a lot of people drink a lot of normal stuff around where I am. You know, Captain Cokes, Jack Cokes. You know, a lot of the easy stuff. But we actually do a lot of martinis and stuff where I work. But my drink of choice is the 50-50. And everybody always asks what the 50-50 is. It is whatever liquor you have, mix it 50-50 with whatever pop. Mine always ends up being Mountain Dew. I always have Mountain Dew around. Mountain Dew, if you're looking for, you know, to sponsor somebody, I'm just saying, I drink your pop all the time. So usually it ends up being Captain Morgan's. Mountain Dew is my favorite. But if I'm out drinking, it's Johnny Vegas. I love Johnny Vegas. That is my favorite. That is
Johnny Vegas
tequila,
is a
Jose
British
Cuervo.
actor. There's a really,
Yeah,
there's a really
no.
fat British actor called Johnny Vegas. I'm guessing it's not named after him.
Yeah, you're going to be a mess after you're done drinking a couple of these, is what I'll say. Yeah, for sure.
What'd you say it is?
It is Jose Cuervo Watermelon Pucker and Red Bull. So it's kind of like getting drunk and doing cocaine without actually doing cocaine.
Legal.
You end up full of energy.
Captain Smalls
exactly.
recognizes it. Johnny
Yeah,
Vegas.
yep. Johnny Vegas for the I'm always constantly. I know actually Captain Smalls in real life. He lives just down south of me a little ways. And there's been many times where I've made him pee his pants off of Johnny Vegas. These things have happened.
Sounds amazing.
Sorry, Captain Smalls. Remember, Captain Smalls, nobody's watching this. At least that's what they say.
Speaking of getting drunk, last night, oh my God, I was... Well, you know, if I was watching Eurovision, obviously it's my favorite day of the year. It's like gay Christmas. And I was watching it and I had thought I'd have a Burger King while watching Eurovision, which is okay, but like, if you ever have a Burger King, don't accompany it with 8 beers, because let's just say at 2:00 it was, well, I don't know how, you know when you get sick and it actually comes out your nose as well?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And I blew my nose and it was the colour of a Burger King. But then it's great because then you're like, wow, I feel amazing. I didn't have a hangover whatsoever when I woke up. It was yeah. Jesus Christ. I walked into the house, I was like, did anybody else have beer? Like, no. Like, oh, that's why I was sick. And there's 8 bottles of Barcelona's very own Estrella Damm. Good beer as well. But Jesus Christ. Yeah, I was like, that's some nasty stuff. It is. Eurovision is full of bad music, but last night's I think was one of the worst, and it sounded great to me when I was after about 7 drinks. But I was
going to ask you, can you explain what Eurovision is? Because I don't know. I'm from the U.S. Maybe a lot of the other people from the U.S. that are watching too don't know. I'm not sure exactly what Eurovision is.
Eurovision is the greatest. It's like music mixed with politics, mixed with voting, where every country enters they have the semi-finals and they go through to the finals if they win, and every country has a song that represents them. They're like the big 5, so the countries that put the most money into the European broadcasting thingy-mabob, which is like the UK, Spain, Germany. They automatically get a place in the final, and then the others countries, but it's part of the European Broadcasting Union, so it's not really necessarily European countries always. There's Russia and Australia, they're in it as well. Azerbaijan and Israel, those common European countries, and then like they sing their songs, and the best bit though is the voting at the end, because every country has 2 sets of votes. Like in a Formula 1 where you get 25 points and then it's 18 for second place and that and the other. No.
I don't know that. No.
Well, in Eurovision,
Formula 1.
The country that people prefer the most get 12 points, then it's 10, and then 8, and then I think it goes down to 1.
Oh, okay. Like Mario Kart.
Yeah, exactly. I should have used that as a reference instead. Just like Mario Kart.
I was like, oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Makes sense now.
Get it now. Man, why didn't you just say Mario Kart from the beginning?
But yeah. But then they have then the jury vote, and then there's the audience vote and stuff, and then it's like a good hour of all the countries coming up and giving their points. And then during the interval act, it was quite amazing. There's about 100 million people watch it across Europe and across the world, maybe more than 100 million. I think it's possibly 120 million. But yeah, during the interval act, where last year's winner was performing, a guy got up on stage and just like pulled his trousers down.
Oh, I heard about that. Some Australian guy.
Well, no, it was actually a Ukrainian prankster, but he had an Australian flag. Oh. So, like this person from Australia was like, "Yeah, I'm kind of
brilliant."
Yeah, this said that the Australian this Australian commentator said, "Well, I'm kind of half glad that it wasn't an Australian, but then half disappointed that no one dared to do it from Australia." But I watched it, and it does finish pretty late, and it's like a 4-hour show. So when you start a drink at the beginning, and then by the end of it, I usually vomit after every Eurovision because I've drunk so much. And I'm not used to getting that drunk, so it was a good night. And the guy who won it ended up complaining about, in his victory speech complained about disposable music and music that doesn't have any meaning at Eurovision. I mean, come on, there was a guy in a gorilla costume dancing around, and if you want decent music, you don't watch Eurovision, let's say. Maybe one day you guys will be allowed in. And
Yeah, I was
also,
about to ask, like, do Americans do it?
Yeah,
And we just don't know?
that was going to be my next question.
we're just
as
waiting
well.
for you guys
So obviously
to.
we're not.
Yeah, we need to wait for you guys to understand the concept of most votes wins, which.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh.
that's actually a pretty good one.
Anyway, moving on. Manny says, you throw up because you want to be... Yeah, I want to look like Manny. Manny's on his way home. We're going to end up being joined by the king. We can sandwich rocket sauce and give him an Andre and Manny sandwich there.
Fuck, my nightmare comes true. Thank you. What happens when you say your worst thoughts out loud? They end up coming back to you in life, and here I am.
Oh.
Be like, who's the retard in the middle? That's rocket sauce.
Oh, anyway, this is a video game podcast, so let's have a little chat about what video game. You forget, don't you? We did mention Mario Kart for a second.
We did. I tried to bring it back. I was like, this is video games, guys. Mario Kart.
Manny says, 2 brothers, 1
being
rocket.
subtle.
2 brothers, 3 rockets.
Ooh.
Hey. So Andre, you have been playing Mario Kart, haven't you? See that I'll segue that in there. Where have you been playing Mario Kart?
Like, it was the first time I actually took my Switch out of my apartment, and like I brought it to Orlando with me, and I was playing on the plane with the guy sitting next to me, some older like random guy who just wanted to play. So we just disconnected the things and we just played. It was so easy. Like it's ridiculous how simple that system is to do. Like exactly what it. Usually when Nintendo says their system can do something, it's like, yeah, I can do it, but it's kind of fucking difficult and nobody likes it. But like the Switch is literally like you take off both controllers, you hand it to somebody else, and you play. And it was so simple. Yeah, I played on the airplane all the way there. I got all 3 stars on 150cc.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
Boast.
I'm a fucking champ. Yeah.
I'm the best. Really, I am. I'm really the best.
I don't mean to brag, but yes, that's the case. Yes.
When you do it on 200, then you can brag.
I can't. I have already tried several times. I'm the best at 150.
200's my... Well, actually, I've been playing it. So I've been playing in a hospital waiting room because my friend was in there and I had to wait and I couldn't go through because my other friend had already gone in with her. But I was in the end and I was like 4 hours. Thought, thank God I got my Switch. And yeah, I finished 100cc because I went through all the 50. I went through 50, did all the 3 stars, went through 100 now, all stars. And then I managed to get a gold on the first Grand Prix of 200 on like the last second.
Oh, yeah.
Last, very, very last second. And it was that's quite an experience. But I just love the versatility of the Switch, being able to play it anywhere. But everybody,
Exactly.
if you're in a waiting room that's empty, a second someone comes in, they will sit next to you because they're like, "Oh, what's that?
Yeah.
What's he got?" Doesn't help.
Sitting behind you. Like, hey, what are you doing? What do you got there? What do you got?
It's like avoiding eye contact. But no, that's really cool.
It's a
You've been
Switch.
playing it. How long did
Wait, you skimmed past this. You skimmed past this really quick, but you said you took your friend to the hospital.
Yeah.
Then you just stayed back and played. You brought your Switch to a hospital.
Yeah.
Well, I knew
Yeah.
I was going to be waiting a while.
Okay.
So, I wasn't the only.
I hope your friend's okay.
Yeah, she's okay. But my
Okay.
now my other friend
I don't know. I never
went with her.
Yeah.
No, we just left her in there. But yeah, I just sat there.
We forgot. We forgot she was in there.
Oh wait, shit. Gonna have to go back and get her now. But how was the battery life then? Because I haven't played it longer than like an hour and a half.
It worked the entire way there. Like once I landed, it was like dying on me. But by the time I landed, I already had like a headache, and I was like, all right, I'm done playing this for right now. Because it's such a tiny screen, and like when you play it 2 players, like that's kind of annoying.
Mm-hmm.
But still, like it lasted all the way. I'm sure if I would have played Zelda, I would have died right away.
Yeah.
Which I brought Zelda because I wanted to beat. I still haven't beat Zelda. I'm
I
at
wanna
Ganon's
play it.
Castle. Oh, it's so
I wanna
fucking
play
good.
Zelda.
I can make an entire podcast about just talking about Zelda, and I will have content for years. Like that game is incredible.
Maybe we should do
And
a
it's
Zelda cast.
incredibly long. There's a lot of content in that
Yeah.
game. Like I'm dying to play it. If I could stop myself from buying a new graphics card every month, I could probably afford the Switch if I could find one anywhere around here.
Yeah, that's a good
Well,
point.
Manny's got 2, hasn't he? I know he
I'm
gave
done
one.
thinking about it.
Oh yeah, my brother had too. Yeah.
They are brilliant. They're really, really good. And I spent 55 hours in Zelda, and I looked at it, and it was like, no, 50. I think I finished it after just over 50 hours, and then clicked on the stats, and it said 16% complete. I was like, oh Jesus. So Gonna go and find some more shrines, I think. But I'm gonna wait for the DLC to come out. Maybe not this first DLC. I'm gonna wait for the second one, and then because I'm not someone. I'm someone that'll go back to a game once. I won't go back to it all the time, unless it's Hitman. But I mean, more about Hitman a bit later, unfortunately. But yeah, that's such a good game. So what else have you been playing, Andre? Anything else in the air? You didn't play Snipper Clips with the guy next to you then?
No, I took out my computer and I started playing some Star Citizen. And in fact, it's out. It's out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Everyone can go download Star Citizen and become space pirates and jump around space. You know what you do in that game when you fly around and you spend $3,000 on a goddamn plane that you crash and then you lost it forever. The end.
One that you walk through.
But yeah. You what?
Yeah, you summon it in your what's it called? In your I want to say
Is
lobby.
that what you do? Oh yeah.
Well, it took me a while to work out.
exactly.
I don't know. I was playing Star Citizen, and it took me about an hour to try and find out how to summon my rocket. And you had to find like some kind of circle on the ground and click it, and then all of a sudden it appeared. But then you could walk through it. It wasn't as though it was there. I was like, oh god, this game sucks.
Hey, you know what? You know what? Fuck that game. All right.
Is it out yet? Where's Manny? Manny, is Star Citizen out yet?
No.
We've got a few comments. Unblocked Zibbity's app says, Andre sent me, and I like his videos. Andre also has a really good connection with his fans. Pros to him and his big genitals. Is that how you connect to your fans?
That's exactly through my big genitals. That's exactly how I connect with my fans.
I feel like you should be doing this. Like, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Manny says yes, as in it is out. Oh.
Okay, it is out now. Perfect.
Brilliant. We'll have to
Can't wait to
stream.
play it.
Yeah. Can't wait to play it.
Can't wait for it to come out on Switch, I guess.
That'll be one of the next targets. Only £2 billion need to be raised for it to come out on Switch.
God damn. It's funny because that sounds so realistic. That sounds like a realistic goal.
It does not sound like something out of the realm of possibility.
Andre,
we are willing to bring it if you guys pay for the whole game and the profit that we're supposed to make from the game. Then we'll bring it out.
Andre, you said that you said Star Citizen. Have you actually played it, or is that just?
I've only seen my brother play it, and I'm always like, "What is this game? What are you doing?"
It looks pretty. It looks pretty.
Like, it looks cool. Like I'm not gonna lie, but like the fact that like they raise so much, like it seems like a cult to me. Like the people I know who like it are like religiously obsessed with it. They're
and
like,
they put loads of money in. It's the new Scientology, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
You watch
Star Citizen Scientology.
A couple of years down the line, they'll be locking people up in these mansions in California.
Tom Cruise is going to be like the #1 sponsor of. I don't even.
Face of Star Citizen, Tom Cruise. Everybody.
Unblocked Zibbity's app said the video froze just after we started talking about him. Well, you know what you have to do? You have to download it. Go on clickplay.com straight after the show. Well, not straight after, about 2 hours after, because I have to edit and do things. Which, true, I do edit it. You know, it looks very unprofessional and all that, but I do edit it. And now I've got this Adobe pack, so I can fanny around with all of that. But anyway, is it Adobe? Not Adobe.
No, I just said dope.
Oh, right. I thought you said Adobe. It's pronounced Adobe.
Adobe.
Professionals
really,
over there.
What? Literally been saying it like that for years. What the?
Anyway, Rocket. What have you been playing? We played a little game of PUBG earlier, didn't we?
I was gonna say the main game of the week is without a doubt. I mean, everybody's playing it right now. Has been PUBG. I'm thoroughly addicted to it. I would say I got it last Thursday. I believe I got it. And not just this past one, the one before that. And I have about 70 hours into it so far, most of that on the stream, because such a great game. You can invite your viewers in to play along with you. We've been doing it with other streamers. We've been doing it, it's just been nonstop, PUBG. And I was actually lucky enough to get a win on my very second day. I tested it out one day. The next day, I was actually able to get a chicken dinner on the second day with actually Captain Smalls doing duos. And he really helped out the team. He had 0 kills. He was doing a lot of good things back there. But we ended up winning. And then pretty much all this week it was focusing on I'm a Potty Mouth, another streamer that we've been doing it with. And great name, by the way. Great name. And he's played like 300 hours of this game nonstop, 300 hours. He's been pounding out ever since the beta. He's been pounding out. I think he like something like 300 total matches that he has played overall, and in teams he was at like 149 or 145. So I made it my personal mission for the whole Rocket Nation to just get behind him, and we're gonna get him his chicken dinner.
Mhm.
And actually, Thursday night we on the very last game, after just losing a heartbreaking loss to that damn shrinking circle, man. That one,
Yeah.
we ended up coming in second because of a death from the circle. On the very last one of the night, we said, yeah, we'll give it a try. And we ended up pulling out a victory. So we ended up getting him his chicken dinner and a couple of the other viewers as well. Captain Smalls, ironically, he ended up getting a chicken dinner for the second time with 0 kills. So like he's really on a new level.
Yeah, I came third the other day. I was so chuffed. I really had no idea because I spent the most. Because Manny always moans. He said he gets angry watching my stream when I play it because I just run around with a pistol. And I managed to get third place with 4 kills, 3 of those with a pistol, and 1 of them with a car that I side. Didn't you? But I even made a GIF or a small video or something and just sent it to him, being like, "Look, pistol can work. Just got to get good at it." But it's so good. It's a perfect game to stream. Like games that are good for streamers are becoming so popular nowadays. Like this really.
Oh yeah,
these type
absolutely.
of games.
They blow up.
Like
And this game has such a moment when you get near that end. Like when you're in the top 10, you'll see everybody's got music song requests on. They're like, "Yeah, man, we're having a great time. This is terrific, man." And then it gets in the top 10, and you all of a sudden see music shuts off. Everybody gets all serious.
Wait a minute.
They're like, "Dude, Northwest 300, 365, right in there somewhere. I can hear it. It's coming out of my right ear, man. Go, push together. Let's roll." Grenades. Anybody got grenades? Grenades! And everyone's yelling at each other. Everybody gets, and then all this. Yeah, it's just that last moment is such a big, like adrenaline rush that I haven't had in the game in a long, long time. So especially when you get down in that top 5, you know you have a chance. Like however small that chance is, you're like, dude, if I let these 4 other people, I'm gonna win. So I mean, there's like them wonderful moments in the game where it builds up so much anxiety in your chest, and you're just sitting back like, oh my god, this is gonna happen. It's gonna happen, and then you forget that you're just outside the circle and you die instantly. And you're like, oh, I was so close, guys. I almost had it. But it really does have a lot of adrenaline moments in that game. Just absolutely amazing.
And it's one that you have to share when you stream. I think surprisingly, we started this stream on time for once. And one of the reasons was I was online like an hour and a half before we went to go live, and I thought, maybe I can get a game of PUBG on. I thought, well, no, it's not. For me, it's not as fun. I wouldn't enjoy playing that kind of on my own. I can only enjoy it really on stream and let other people experience just like the frustration and the anger and the rage and just the terrible gameplay that I'll present. Have you played it, Andre?
No, I never got the. Again, like I have a shitty computer. I mean, I have a Mac, so I know.
Played it all then. Damn.
How's Candy Crush? Do you have
that?
Like Facebook is my place for games.
Even Facebook lags on me. All right.
No.
Oh, God. Unlucky.
It is. I actually have a viewer that was trying to. He was trying to get it to work on a MacBook, partition his hard drive, do all these different things, get Windows 10, just so he could play on the stream.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is how far people are willing to go. Like this looks like so much fun. I got to be here. And be involved. And it's like he tried partitioning and getting Windows in and all this stuff, and it still didn't work for him. I was like,
it was Yem.
So
Yem's in the chat says it was him.
Who's up, Yem?
So Rocket, any other games you've been playing?
I've actually 2 other games. The other one we finished off finally, the Witcher 3 Blood and Wine DLC, and oh my goodness, was that ever an amazing DLC?
Tell me about it.
We still have, wow, absolutely amazing. There is probably, I would say we probably put 70, almost 80 hours into just doing the story. We did do a few side quests here and there. We went out and found like the best weapons in the game and stuff like that. That came with this new. I can't even call this a DLC. It's an expansion, and just such wonderful, like the vistas that you see. It really reminds me of this beautiful Barcelona. It really is. This is amazing. The people there are terrific. They speak in luscious accents. I don't understand a word that anybody says. There's a language barrier there as well. But it is absolutely amazing. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And we still have probably, if I want to go back and 100% it, I would say probably another 40 hours of time to put into it.
Just with that DLC?
It is really that big. Yeah, it is massive. I believe there are 98 quests.
Jeez.
That is insane for a DLC. That is bananas. But just, when you're playing the regular game, you're in this mud-soaked, war-torn Raditz. Everybody is, crying. You're walking down the road, and you got a lady sitting on the side like, and then you go to like Tucson, which is the area that you actually go to, and there's like sun shining. There's wineries everywhere. I own one now, by the way, in case you're interested. Yeah, another shameless plug. Rocket Sauce Winery, check. But there's also there's just like the mountainous vistas. There's like one dominant mountain, and from different angles. I've been using Ansel a lot with this game. I really have. Like I just keep opening up Ansel. I'm like, all right, guys, I'm just gonna do a quick screenshot, and we'll end up spending 2 or 3 minutes out of every stream just taking beautiful pictures of all these amazing vistas overlooking mountains. There's a big lake there. I mean, this is just so much beauty in that DLC, and so much freaking content everywhere. Like you can't do anything. Every single notice board you stop at is completely chocked full of stuff. It's very good DLC. I highly recommend it.
Did you finish the first one? Because that's the second one, isn't it?
No, didn't. No, I skipped by it. Really, after I had thought about it, I was like, this is probably not the proper procedure for playing through DLCs. So I was like, I really just want to play this one. It looks so beautiful. And I did miss out on some enchanting that you can actually do in the Hearts of Stone. So we're going to be coming back doing the Hearts of Stone. We've been working primarily on, there's a little bit different of a build where you can actually do, I went hard into alchemy because my thing has always been, this was actually the most immersive playthrough ever of The Witcher 3. That is what we dub a few games that we play. We mod them pretty heavy, so the screen is just, all gameplay with the exception of this beautiful mug. And then everything else is just beautiful gameplay. And we, try to make it as totally immersive as possible, even down to the time passing in real time. So over 40 hours, we only played 2 games 2 days actually in the game. And so we try to do that. And I'm just like, man, you know what? I probably shouldn't have skipped the Hearts of Stone. That's what I started thinking after. I'm like, man, there's after looking back and seeing some of the enchantments and the things you can do, I'm like, all right, we're going to have to end up continuing this. So eventually I'll end up coming back to it. But the games docket is so thick right now with things that I need to play that it's probably going to be a minute before we get back to that one.
Same here.
So, I've been...
Andre,
the mutation...
Sorry, I say, Andre, are you a Witcher player or?
I think The Witcher was the best game of that year when it came out. It's still have, to this point I still haven't beaten it. Don't get me wrong, but like I spent so much time in that game and it just never ended. And right when I thought it was going to end, like you unlock a new entire map, and this map is even bigger than the first one, and it just keeps building. I stopped playing because like I heard of all the DLC that's coming out, and I wanted to wait until everything was out, and then I'd get it. Yeah. And then, and I'm still gonna do that eventually. Probably when I beat Zelda.
So many people run into that exact same problem, the exact same thing, where they've gotten so deep into it, then something else came out, they walked away for a minute and never made it back.
It's a game. It's a game that when you walk away from, I think it's kind of difficult to get back into. Not like it's an awesome game, but like control-wise, it controls differently than everything. Especially after playing Zelda. Yeah. Like I feel like going back to The Witcher would be kind of hard unless I have to rewire my brain for it. But like even then, when I played it originally, I thought I played it the day it came out. I got a special download code from a reviewer. Oh. Funny story about that. Yeah. I work for FedEx, and some guy came up to me on the street. He's like, "Hey, I'm looking for like my package. It's supposed to come today, but I'm not there. Do you have it on your truck?" And I call up my friend because he normally does the area, and I go and I pick up the package from him, and I come back to the guy and I give it to him. It was like a side quest in real life.
Yeah.
And he thanks me, and he's like, "Hey, thanks. This is a PS4. Like I'm reviewing The Witcher. I'm reviewing The Witcher 3 right now. It's like, are there any games like you're interested in like playing like soon?" And I was like, "Yeah, The Witcher, The Witcher 3. Yeah, I want that." And he was like, "All right, give me your address." And I give him my email address. I mean, give me your email. And he gave me The Witcher like the day before it came out. Nice. So I was playing that. And like that was before they fixed all the UI problems they had at the beginning.
Yeah, and the horse riding.
Yeah, it was. What really got me as a person with bad eyes was the very small file.
Yeah, me too.
Hard time with that.
And like now I want to go back to see everything they fixed because like as I was playing, it kept getting better and better with every update. And like now it's complete, so now I kind of want to go back and play that. Yeah.
Yeah, I played it on PS4.
Yeah,
I played and I completed it on PS4, and I remember like hearing someone like you, Andrew, going that they hadn't finished it. And I was like, well, how can people not finish it? It's not that long. And then I looked at how long I've been playing it. I was like, oh, really? I didn't know. I did not realize I'd played it for 50 hours or so, and it's just such a good game. But I finished it on PS4, and it was a bit glitchy. I mean, I played it on the original, like the normal PS4 when I had one of those, and it like with Novigrad and stuff, I was running around, and my mini map had just these black bars over it, or black. It wasn't loading the map and stuff like, and it was glitching out. The frame rate was really bad, but I got it for like €20 on Game of the Year edition on the Steam sale, the last Steam sale. So I've started it again on there. I'm about 2 or 3 hours in, and I'm trying to do every single side quest. You know, it's going to be one of those projects that might last 5 years or so, but every now and again I'm just going to go back to it.
That was exactly what we did, and I'm just going to tell you my total time playing through in the this was actually our second playthrough that we've done of it. It was on Death March difficulty, and we was about 200 hours, close to 200 hours with every single side quest completed. So just want to prepare you for what you're getting yourself into, man.
This will be on like episode 400 of the Click Click Play podcast. Just got to the Skellingrad, whatever it's called, or Skellige.
Skellige.
Yeah.
Skellige. Oh yeah, and also with that game is like I got like super into playing Gwent.
Oh yeah,
I was so addicted to that for like such a long period of time.
I keep getting emails about the beta because I've got it, but I kind of left it. I haven't touched it. I'm gonna wait for
like right at the beginning, like when they make you play, I'm like, this is so fucking stupid. Like I'm never gonna fucking do this.
Yeah, right.
And then like 20 hours in, I'm like searching the map for cards. I'm like, I need to fucking complete my deck.
You're going to blacksmith not because you need a sword, but because you want that one card. Like,
Exactly.
you usually want to play some Gwent? Yeah.
We've got
it's become like a rolling thing in the stream now. It's like, did somebody say Gwent? Because every time I would come across a merchant, a blacksmith, anybody, I would play Gwent against them. I don't think I would play like the standalone game, but it's such a great distraction within the whole world as a whole that Gwent, I love it.
We've got a great comment in the chats. 3 tanks. I'm gonna add the tanks. We'll call it. Or Tanex says, since Source is a baldy. We need to dress him up like Geralt and put a wig on him and everything and send him to Comic-Con.
They've been trying. Apparently, I do a good, come on, Roach. I do a good Geralt voice, and they're like, come on, you got to dress it. We got to do his cosplay of this. And I'm like, I can't grow hair. They're like, bro, you're bald, but you can still do it. I'm like, I'm not bald. This is just holes to let out the brilliance. That's all. That's all it is, all right? So they don't seem to get it, man. Like if I cover it up, my streams are going to be half as good. So.
We're going to get a calendar picture.
Just do gray.
We want bathtub Geralt in there. But I just realised that when I went back to play The Witcher, I realised that I copy his whistle that he does for Roach. It's like oh. But I noticed I do that to my dog now, so my dog recognises when I whistle. So I whistle. I like Roach. If I forget, next dog I'm getting is going to be called Roach.
You ever notice that if you keep whistling over and over again, he gets more impatient with each whistle? He's like, and he'll start whistling over and over again. Like, come on, damn it. He will. Yeah, he'll get a little bit more I think about the third time he does like 3 whistles and the horse really starts to gallop in. I always love them moments when you're looking around, you're like, where's Roach at? You're like, you whistle, and then the way that he just looks away from you, looking, he's like, oh shit.
It's like on the.
Come on, man.
It's like that VR. What's it called? The one where you're on a roller coaster. It's the VR PSVR one where you're Rush of Dawn. Until Dawn, Rush of Blood. There's one bit on it where where you're looking, but it'll only set off. But you look left and it's blank. Then you have to look right again, and then when you turn left, there's like 2 girls right in front of you. Yeah. I made my friend
I've been
play that
wanting
level.
to VR too, so you're not helping my cause. I spend so much money on just ideas like, oh yeah, that would be great to play the PSVR. Like, watch, in 3 days I'm gonna have one now. I'm playing it. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I've just brought my PlayStation back into my room where I stream, so I'm gonna set up the VR soon and get a VR stream. But I'm not playing Resident Evil. I can only play maybe 30 minutes of that, and then I need to change my underpants. so I'm only going to play 4 minutes.
That one got me. I'm not big. All right, so normally the only one real other scary game I would say that I've ever played is what is it? Is it Condemned or what?
Oh, Condemned, the original Xbox, no, the Xbox 360 game?
No, what? No, man. I think I'm even thinking the wrong game. Just the second one just came out.
Outlast.
Outlast. Yes, Outlast. I always
great.
confuse that with Condemned for some reason. I have no idea. But yeah, Outlast, the original Outlast, I played that, and it always caught me because you couldn't like you got nothing. What are you gonna do? Shove your camera in his face? Like, yeah, like it always got me. So I never did quite finish the Outlast. Yes, thank you, Manny. I appreciate it. My back by the buck there. But I did play that Resident Evil 7, and it got me. There was a couple of times where listen. When she cut my arm off, I went into absolute panic mode. Like I literally had my arm cut off. I'm like, oh my God, where do I go? What do I do? Pick it up. Is there any ice around here? Come on, guys.
The worst.
I went into freak out mode.
Yeah, try that with VR.
No, I'm out. I'm calling it.
If you go onto if you go and click play YouTube, you'll see me playing VR through that bit as well. But like the bit where she chops your arm off, I mean, it's right at the beginning. It's not really a spoiler, but it's it was the bit when she grabs you before that because that really made me jump. If I screamed, but it was like 1 a.m. so I had to stop.
Face.
Yeah.
The amount of detail in her face right there, oh my goodness, yeah. Great job in that game. That was really good. I probably did about 20 jump scares in there, and I never jump scared for anything. That one got me a couple of times.
So, Rocky, you've been playing a bit of Mafia 3. You like that game?
I have. Well, this is one that I had my eye on when it first had come out, and I'm like, man, I really like the idea of this, just after, Vietnam, going back home. I just like the whole, the New Orleans setting, even though it's not technically New Orleans. It's a caricature or whatever of the New Orleans. I really liked what I saw out of it.
New Bordeaux.
New Bordeaux. Thank you. Yes, New Bordeaux. Hey, look over here. High five. There it is. Got it. Yeah, New Bordeaux, absolutely. I mean, what a setting and everything. I was like, man, I want this. But then I heard such performance issues at the beginning, and I was going to be playing it on PC. And I was like, all right, man, maybe I should hold off a little bit. Well, it went on sale about 3 weeks ago for $9.99 on Steam. And I'm like, well, even with performance issues, this would be dumb not to go ahead and
good price.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm going to buy it. No, it's something that I wanted to get first, try out, see how it performed, and then maybe do it on the stream. And so even some of the people that are in here from the stream might not sneak peek. You may be getting Mafia 3. But absolutely, I played through about 3 hours of it, and so far I'm really liking it. It's performing really well on the PC, has no issues at all. And now that I see, I'd heard a lot of that stuff was cleared up. But man, what a setting. I mean, it seems like it's going to be a fun game to play. It really does.
I will say one thing about that game. It's like the first 4 hours of that game are incredible. Like, it's so well paced. The story is amazing. But
this is what I heard too, yeah.
Yeah, like once you get a little farther, it starts to feel super repetitive. And like I'm okay with that if like the controls are fun. And that game is like I love the shooting in that game. It feels so real. It feels so scary sometimes, especially if you're playing on hard.
Yeah, it's not easy, is it?
Yeah, it's not. But like the thing is, it just got so repetitive towards the end that like it made those first 4 hours like incredibly awesome. Like I look back at those 4 hours as some of the best like story-driven games I've ever played. Like it's so good. It's so well done. Like with the music from the 70s and like
man, that is just that really takes it to a whole new level too. That music as you're just driving around and it hits and you're like, man, all right, I'm feeling this. I'm feeling it.
And what's cool about that game is like the news reports that are happening in the background. Like you can turn on the news radio and you'll hear like stuff that's happening like in that time about like civil rights issues and stuff like that, and how the media portrayed it. Like it's such an interesting game, and like
it really is.
Overall, I really enjoyed it, but I had my complaints. Yeah.
Well, I mean, at this point, we learn to complain about anything with anything.
Exactly. No, I feel you.
But yeah, I'd heard that about it. But I really like. I'm just after I'm not gonna no spoilers, but right after the main motivation. Yeah, the main motivation.
Oh.
I just made to buy that.
When Painted Black that part, right? Painted Black starts playing, yes.
Yes.
That blew my mind. That was incredible.
Yes, I agree 100%.
Any song
so
with that
I
sounds
stopped
good.
there and I'm like, done. We're going to end up playing it on the stream.
Yeah.
So I just stopped playing it right there.
Yeah.
I'd only put in probably about 3 hours over the course of a couple of nights, very late nights, after getting in some PUBG, like 4 or 5 in the morning, and play it for a half hour and just to, get a feel for it and see if it was something I wanted to get into.
I really didn't like it. I just didn't. I played it a little bit, but it didn't grab me. I felt the controls were horrible. Like driving especially was just garbage, really.
I got really good at the driving eventually.
You got okay, maybe it's a skill thing, but
they've added in another setting for that, haven't they? Now,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
like
it's
a
like
realistic, realistic driving.
Okay.
That's the one I set it to immediately,
I could get
that it felt a lot better than it did the first time that I had played it.
It wasn't really. I don't know if it is now. If they've patched it in, I mean, I played it on the PS4, so maybe it's different on there as well. They're not very generous with checkpoints, are they? Like I was on the first mission, or one of the first missions, where you've got to sneak in, kill some guys, and then kill a guy, and then you got to leave. It sounds
You
like
just described.
Every
mission.
mission. No. I know the one you're talking about, where it was a leader of a certain group of people.
Yeah, that's right. A certain ethnicity, the group of people in there, and I managed to sneaked in. I killed 5 or 6 people, maybe 7 or 8 people. Got pretty far, and then it all went to shit because that's like me playing. Whenever I start sneaking around,
the debacle that ensues. Yeah.
And then I
went
got
through sort of the same deal.
I got killed, and it's like, oh, we'll put you back on the other side of the river. Now you've got to do it all again. I was like, oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Eventually got it, but in something that could have taken, in something that literally did take about 10 minutes to finish, I had to, with all the repeating and stuff, I had to spend about an hour doing it. So it was
that checkpoint deals. They need to be a little more on point when it comes to checkpoints.
Or if
there's a couple of games that are doing that now.
Yeah, or games that
Breath of the Wild. Everything should be like Breath of the Wild.
But any game, every game should be now, like Pokemon. I think we mentioned that on every podcast. Like Star Citizen, if only you could climb walls. I've been playing Horizon Zero Dawn, and that is a great game. It says, you can sneak around, you can play stealthily, but if it all goes to hell, it all goes to hell. But like Metal Gear Solid 5 as well, that's another game where you start off sort of stealthy, and then 9 times out of 10 it just involves you end up shooting and running.
That's exactly what happened to me. As of right now, that is my game of the year up to this point right now.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Phenomenal game.
Love that game.
It took me... I love it. It's great, but it took me about 10 main missions, like nearly half of the missions, to really get into the story. And I didn't really care too much about the tribal stuff, but when you go to the top of that tower and you find the hologram of, I think they say, oh, is it your mother? Is it not your mother? Well, that person, and then the boss of that company that's making Peacekeepers, I'll say. I'm trying to not do any spoilers. Then I was like, whoa, this story is... brilliant. This story is really interesting.
Say it without spoiling, like, oh man, I always struggle with that too. But I agree. That is where the story really grabbed me as something that could actually happen.
Yeah.
Like that was where I started evolving to oh man, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
You're like, Jesus, are we about to have Roman dinosaurs? Like this stuff, like at some point in that game, everything becomes real. Like this could be a possible outcome. And once you learn why the dinosaurs are the way they are, like why it's dinosaur robots, then it starts to make a little bit more sense. There was a little bit of that disconnect because of the dinosaurs. You're like, well, what the hell are there dinosaurs doing out here?
I'd love to play.
But once you learn that, it definitely helps.
I'd love to play a New Game Plus, because apparently there isn't one, but I've heard that it's in the works with some extra DLC or something like that that's coming out. So I'd love to play.
That's what I've actually been waiting for, to go back and do my second playthrough. For the.
I'd love to finish it and then go and play it again. So no, it's such a good game, and the controls though, it took me a while to get used to. R1 is light attack and R2 is a heavy attack, which is Dark Souls, I think. That's like the same. So maybe I'll go into Dark Souls after this. But I'm gonna.
Don't go to Dark Souls. No. For the love of God, man, don't play Dark Souls, bro.
Neo's where I'm at.
Don't play it. It's horrible.
I'm gonna stick to Neo actually.
Neo, I still got to finish that. I'm in the middle of a playthrough on that one too that I still got to get back to. So
I'm say it's finally coming around to call in Horizon Game of the Year source. It's about time. There's so many games, but you never know. What if we get Red Dead Redemption by the end of the year? It could.
So far, I was gonna say there's so many games in the lineup. What about the Shadow of War? This could be an amazing game coming out. Red Dead 2 makes it out this year. Who knows what else is coming out?
Mario Odyssey.
And I do expect there to be some surprises this year at E3, hopefully.
Splatoon 2. Can't wait for that.
Winning Game of the Year. bar none. Get out of my face with it.
Man, Splatoon 2 looks very similar to the other stuff. So yeah, that's. Oh, and also I've been playing. So I've been playing Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't think I'm too far away from the end. I've finished some like 16 missions, and I think there are like 21 or 22. So I'm
somewhere around there.
my next mission's to get that armor before I can. Because there's some special armor apparently that changes the whole game, so I'm gonna get that.
Actually, can't get it until quite far into the game. I would say about 2 missions before the end.
Okay. I hear it's near the. Okay, so you can.
The power cord. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll make sure.
You actually got to progress far enough where you can actually make your way up to where it's actually located at.
Okay.
That's why I was like, man, New Game Plus. Where can I get a New Game Plus? And then when I heard that they were announcing that they were working on possibly doing New Game Plus, I was like, all right, so I'll get some use out of this thing. But yeah, more or less, I just went back and just killed everything because it's really. I would say play it without it. Ben, to be totally honest, it is a game breaker. It is a game breaker. That
I like
is such
easy
good
games.
Armor. You can't.
I'm one of those people that plays games on.
I call that the Smalls difficulty.
I play nearly every game on medium or easy because it's like I don't have enough. I've got so many games. I don't have time to repeat things. So playing through is fine for me.
You're definitely not playing Dark Souls anytime soon.
Yeah, that's true. Neo is a good challenge though. But Neo, when you get defeated, you can improve and you get better and you can bank your souls and whatever they're called. What's it called again? You get there?
Yeah. Amarita.
That's right. Yeah. It sounds like it's a good drink.
I think I'm pronouncing it right. You want to know? I don't know if it's the mix. Like the story, I don't really care about a whole lot. Like it's very easy I like to how follow, they sort of mix. It's just like half of it's in Japanese. I don't understand it like a Japanese. It's not my first language. It's my third. Okay, so I don't know anything of what they're saying. So I had devolved into reading it in a Japanese voice. It always seemed like it made me understand what was going on better. I was like, ooh, and just moved through it like that, and that was the only thing that kept me into this story for a while. But I've kind of lost myself in this story. I think it's just one of them games that is amazing to watch.
Yeah,
it's like like you play a lot of MMOs, and there's always something going on the screen. There's like always that constant movement and bright lights and shiny shit falling all over the ground. You're like, yeah, I like it. So that's kind of what I get out of people is like they just like to watch it play. I don't think anybody too much cares about
plays really well, 60 frames per second, which is nice on a console.
It really does. Yeah, absolutely amazing.
Also, a couple of games I've been playing. One of them is Prey, which I put to one side for a minute. I really enjoy it. It's amazing, and I was playing through it really slowly and gently and carefully, and then I got to a point where I was like, nope, I'm just going to go as fast as I can, run past these guys because I'm not going to kill them, and just ended up. I was trying to follow a linear path, but then it says no, you can't go. You don't really need to do that, and I ended up. I did an ending, or it was like a cheaty ending. It's one of these endings where like, hey, you can actually get access to this guy's escape pod. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll just do that and win and finish the game. So I went there and then went into the escape pod, and then it said something which I'm not going to repeat because it's a spoiler alert, and then said, yeah, you're dead. I'm like, oh, okay. But apparently that counts as an ending, even though I saw no credits, and he just sent me to the previous like save file. But it does say something, then you go, okay, maybe this isn't exactly what I'm thinking of. And then I immediately went on Google and found out what happens at the end. And I thought, okay. It's an interesting game.
So you're just not going to try to beat it anymore?
That's in the list now. It's not an active game. But I did go and play.
It feels like you got far enough at that point. Yeah,
and also it didn't help that I saw this monster called a nightmare. And I saw that and thought, whoa, I'm not defeating that anytime soon. It's huge. It's like this massive, just completely black monster. Like brought out from the shadows. It's terrifying. I just saw that and I crept so quietly around because I needed to get past it.
He's like, no.
Yeah.
I'm going for the easy ending. See you later.
Yeah. Wait a minute. I'm looking for a key to get into this escape pod. You were in my way. I'm gonna go around really slowly. Especially I'm just armed with this wrench.
Right.
But yeah.
Did you ever play that, Andre?
Like. I played the hour demo.
You played that?
The opening hour demo. Yeah, I really like the twist that happens right at the beginning. It's awesome. Like it kind of like tripped me up for a bit. I was like, this is like really cool storytelling what they're doing right now. The one problem I have with the game and I've only played the hour demo, is I spent like 10 hours just like reading everything that's in like the environment, and I'm like, man,
Mm.
like it kills my pace, and I like to read everything in the game.
Oh god, you
Yeah.
didn't do it with Horizon,
Like-
did you? Because there's so much in that.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
so much. That was one thing I could change in Horizon was don't read the shit.
Yeah.
There's so much story buried within that. You
Yeah.
know, man, come on.
And I feel like there's so much of that in Prey. Like I feel
Yeah.
like Prey is gonna have like 90% of its story inside these books that you find underneath like a couch while you're being chased by like a whole bunch of monsters things. And like to stop what you're doing and like to read, it's such like a drag almost.
Yeah.
That's my only complaint about the opening hour. I haven't played it past the opening hour, but like I still have my complaints about the way it controls. It feels like it has to be with a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, like I played it with
I
a
think.
controller and it wasn't
Yeah.
fun. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't. Did I play? Yeah, I didn't. I didn't even play with a mouse and keyboard at any part. But with a, sometimes if you're playing with a controller, you can click on a bit of auto aim. You know, where it'll help you a tiny bit because if you miss like by an inch on here, it's not generous at all. And I mean, the game is pretty difficult as well. I was playing on easy and I died so many times. Obviously, I'm
There's been
easy.
something I've been thinking about getting into. I feel like I wanted to try the new like the Prey 2 when it came out, and that was like one of the things I was like, man, well, if I'm going to play Prey 2, I got to play Prey 1. I've never played it, and I know a couple of people that said it was okay, and then people were like, no, I didn't like it, and then other people were like, I loved it. So I was always stuck in this gray area of, is this something I want to jump into and then spend, I figured it would probably be 40, 50 hours before we start Prey 2. And then I heard like Prey 2 is sort of its own kind of game.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, is this something I actually want to go back to? And it was just something I never pulled the trigger on.
Did you play the first
the
one, Andre?
developers-
Yeah.
I did play the first one.
Is it?
I didn't like it.
Is it any? Like, is it a Is this new one a remake of it, or is it just? What is it?
This new one has absolutely nothing.
Oh, okay.
Nothing.
Completely separate.
The story's not
Completely
like it.
No, story's completely.
It's a new developer. They've
Yeah.
changed everything completely.
What they said in an interview, like I read an interview where they're like, yeah, we chose the name Prey. Like, if we're gonna be honest, it was a well-known name. We just needed to create a new franchise would have been very difficult. It would have cost a lot of money, and this would be like that's literally what they said. And I was like, yeah, that takes some balls to like admit that.
Yeah, it does. You got to admire the honesty there.
Yeah,
really.
and they said like, yeah, like we just chose that name because like it was in the back of people's heads, so like we like the idea of a Prey game doesn't really have like a classification. You can't be like, oh, that's like a Far Cry game. Like you can see a Far Cry game and be like, that's a Far Cry game. But like
Yeah.
a Prey game is kind of just like it could be anything right now.
Yeah.
And now I guess anything that's like heavy science fiction can just be considered a Prey game.
I'm sure
I'd
they
like that. I'd like
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I'd like to see what the second one's like, and if it is, like you said, totally different. If it's Prey, would they call it
Yeah.
Prey 2, or would they call it Prey, or what's it called? What's that one that they had to change the name of? Pray to the gods.
Oh, Pray to the gods.
Maybe that's
yeah.
the next
yeah.
one.
God,
But
I
yeah,
want to play that game too.
maybe they will. That does look kind of a good game, actually, doesn't it?
it does, yeah.
It made me like think, look at it a bit like that one where, in fact, we'll talk about it in a bit about the Red Dead Redemption screenshot that
Oh, yeah.
not from Red Dead, but that got me interested
Yeah.
in the other game. But yeah, apart from well, after Prey as well, I finally got round. I say finally. Again, I finished Red Dead Redemption, and oh my god, that game's so good. I just
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's really really
Yeah, I
good.
was sitting there watching you playing it, man. It was like a trip down nostalgia lane, man. It was absolutely. I'm like, I was right there with you the whole time. I've caught him a couple times in the morning, then playing that game, and yeah, I'm enamored just watching it being played again.
Yeah,
Love that
game.
it's just really controls so well. I mean, the horse riding in that is 10 times better than The Witcher and Zelda.
Oh yeah, and every other game, that was one of the best games for horse riding. Which I mean, at that point, you had to nail that down. That had to have been a core mechanic.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you have to get this right
Focus on
above
that.
anything else. Yeah, because it was your main way of transportation, and such a huge map to get around. You needed to have a horse. I mean,
Yeah.
walking was not an option. Not an option.
Andre, was it you
I
that
think
said
it was
that you
so
don't
great.
on Zelda you don't ride around on your horse?
I've never I hardly ever get my horse. Like, and I already have like some of the best horses in the game. But like I just like I feel like when I'm on a horse I miss everything.
Yeah.
Like I miss my chances again, the Korok seeds.
when I
And, like,
first, like the first 30 hours or first 25 hours of Zelda, I remember being like, I'm not going to fast travel anywhere. So what I'm going to do
Yeah.
is just ride around on my horse, or I'm going to walk places. But then eventually I was like, no, I need to get to the other side of that map to grab something to come all the way back. I'm going to fast travel. But like a lot of it, I just loved going on the horse. Sometimes if you've got to go a really long journey and you've got your horse, it's really like peaceful and relaxing. And then you get some guys like, hey, can you help me? And then he just turns into one of those assholes and tries to kill you with all the bananas.
It's like I wish the music from Red Dead would start playing, like the Mexico music,
Oh.
as like I'm riding. through Zelda.
When I got to
think that'd
that
be
part
cool.
on my stream of Red Dead, I was like, I just turned my camera off, I turned my mic off, and just put the music on
Completely
loud.
killed. I was there during that moment. He
Yeah.
he's like, I'm just gonna let you enjoy this, and then you just click, and he's just riding.
I was riding around.
Everyone's like, dude, did we lose audio? I'm like, no, enjoy it.
Enjoy
Sit
a bit
back,
of
relax.
Jose
It's
Gonzalez.
gonna be great.
I've seen that guy live who performs it. He's really
really?
good. It was he.
Really?
Yeah, he sang. Well, he was actually part of. He's on an album by 07. I don't know if you ever heard them. They're like I don't know if they're British, but they did an album with Jose Gonzalez and Sia. And these was like before Jose Gonzalez, and Sia wasn't really popular at the time. So there was her, and I was right at the very front because I used to be one of those idiots that queue up 2 hours before a show. Which in London, 2 hours you get there right at the front. And I remember, I've got some pictures of like Sia and Jose Gonzalez. Just, do you know he's called Jose Gonzalez, and he plays the Spanish guitar, and he's actually from Sweden, which I think is quite amusing. Yeah,
Really?
he's like a nice tan guy with black hair and plays Spanish guitar, called Jose Gonzalez, and yeah, he's Swedish, obviously.
Picturing blonde hair, Mexican guitar, blue eyes. He's got talent. I absolutely love the music from that game. That is one thing that sets a lot of good. I don't think games get enough credit for the music nowadays. Like music can really set a tone.
Yes.
Inside,
yes.
you know, that feeling that you get from a game can come so much from music. I don't think people realize that.
Prey was like that as well. You know the opening when you're in the helicopter of Prey, Andre, and
oh yeah, that was so fucking cool.
Yeah, and all the buildings.
Oh,
are
that
like,
guy-
music starts playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The new Prey you're talking about, right? The new
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen that helicopter pull up part. What an amazing! That was exactly what I thought. I'm like,
And
wow.
the title the title shows up on like it's really cool.
that's done really
That was
well.
really really cool. I really like what they did there on that part right there. That was very.
This would be an amazing segue into the Alan Wake news, about having because it's about music that's gone. But before we go on to that, it's just some music is. What's it? Horizon Zero Dawn. I turned down the music because I was playing some Eurovision songs in the background. So I was having a Horizon Zero Eurovision stream, and it just doesn't. It's nowhere near as good. And then, I mean, obviously with Eurovision, it doesn't improve anything. So I turned that off and put the music back on in Horizon Zero Dawn. I was like, oh, actually, yeah, this music is really really good.
You have a complicated relationship with Eurovision.
I love it. This is the first year.
I love it. Shit music, but
I watch it to make sarcasm. I get quite a few followers on Twitter. I apologize to anyone who follows my non-gaming Twitter because last night Eurovision's the night where I just tweet continuously and making sarcastic comments and gifs and offensive things, and I end up getting loads of followers because of just being really offensive. It's my one night of the year where I can where people start following me. It's like, oh, what's this guy? He's tweeting about Eurovision.
Is that why I was going to view your Twitter and it said like this quote is not available, or was like something had happened where it was like they were like, no, you can't see this. This is R-rated.
It's the video that.
Verify my age?
Yeah, no, that was the
Look at
guy
his-
who exposed his ass. I was like, this is why I watch Eurovision, just for random stuff like this.
No, okay.
Yeah, you didn't miss much. Don't worry. So apparently,
They had me wondering.
yeah, we've got
You intrigued me.
someone say, Raven says she knows who 07 is. 07's a very very good band. I recommend listening to them.
I've never heard of them.
Portugal sucked, says Baltimore Pisces. Yeah, they were meh. Well, that's Eurovision, isn't it? Whoever won would have sucked. All right, let's move on to the new. We don't have Jordan to sing the news, so Rocket, could you give us a little song about it's a news intro? Oh wait, no, we've got Andre's video.
oh yeah.
Wait, where is it?
Ooh.
It'll just be the music. It'll just be the music because I'm not sure where the because that was the one that was the thing I needed to do, was to get it.
Because we're professional here.
Yeah, this is. I was here an hour and a half before. Wait, what's your name? Say something while I find this.
Ba, ba, ba. Oh yeah, so the music in Zelda was actually I keep saying Zelda, but like the tiny like piano that played, like every time you do something small, it's like 3 chords on a piano or 3 like keys on a piano, and that's it. And like that did a lot for me. Like I love that shit. Ugh.
Like I said, it can make all the difference in a game, and especially when there's them feeling moments where that music hits and it brings you to a new level. I mean, you can get there by just caring about a character and everything, but when a music hits and it's good music, and it elevates that, it brings it up even more to a point where, like, Horizon Zero Dawn was good in a couple of places where it did that. And man, I tell you, by the end of that game, I cared so much about. Can't even remember her name now.
Eloy.
But I loved her.
I sound like
I cared so much about that one.
I cared so much about this is like my last relationship. I'm like, oh, man, I loved her to death. What was her name? God, Karen, Katie, Cray. No, I have no idea who you're talking about. No, yeah, it was
Michael.
Absolutely. Yeah, was that it? Absolutely. In that game, there was a couple of times where it just hit so good on time with the music. That pickup just really got you into a real good place. And there's very few games that rely on that enough. I think they need to start relying on music.
Yeah. Oh, no, they should. And I think they are nowadays.
Yeah, like the first game that came to mind when you guys were talking about the music was Shadow of the Colossus. Have you guys played that?
A little bit.
Oh, I've always wanted to play it. I have never.
That's a game that's like I think it stands up to like the test of time, and like I grant it a lot to the music, because the music in that game, it has one of the best orchestral scores. Like it's intense when it needs to be, and it changes with like every action you do. Like when you're hanging on to these giants, like the music swells, and like while you're flying through that's one of my favorite games ever. So like,
I need to play that more. I need to go back because it's on the. Actually, is it on? I don't think we spoke about this last week. Oh, it came up. It was remastered, wasn't it?
You guys spoke. Yeah, you guys spoke about it last week. It came out for the PlayStation 3. Again, it was re-released, but they kind of did it a disservice because they made the graphics better, but they never improved the draw distance.
Okay.
So like, actually, they did improve the draw distance, but it made everything look weird. Like it made everything look smushy and stuff.
It's best playing the original then, yeah.
Cover up that they do real blurry in the background.
Yeah.
The video game cover up idea now, where no, it's supposed to look like depth of field. No, it's not depth of field.
Right. I have the news. I have the news sound, but you guys won't be able to hear it. So you got to pretend you're listening to it. You got to download it. Go to clickplay.com or iTunes. Subscribe, and you'll be able to hear the amazing music. Okay, here we go.
Start spreading the news.
Click, 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 play.
Oh, and that was it.
That was good. That was good.
It's great being able to mute people without Manny being unmuting himself. Like a rebellious teenager that he is. So yeah, it's time for the news. And the first thing, I've got some terrible news. Speaking of bald-headed superheroes, Rocket Sauce, have you played Hitman? You could be a Hitman. You could be a Hitman.
I have not played. I haven't played a Hitman since, oh boy, it would have been like early 2000s when one came out for the Xbox 360. I played that. I have not played since. But there's always been something that I've been like, man, I kind of want to go back and jump into some of them. It's just not something that I've done.
Do the latest one, the one from last year. Oh, it's honestly it was my game of the year last year.
Season 1 is amazing.
It's so good.
I think that was
it's a great streaming game as well.
I was gonna say I will talk more about that. What I think their problem was, the mistakes that were made when we actually get into that. But yeah, I have some things to say about that.
But yeah,
I'm sorry.
No, you go. Tell me.
Oh, like I've played every single Hitman up until this one, and like I don't know why I didn't pick it up. Like it was their messaging at the beginning that I was like, I'm not gonna waste my time. And like everyone has told me, it's like an incredible game to like to have played while it was coming out, like episode by
Yeah.
episode. Like
Yeah.
everyone says that.
It was
yeah.
like a service, we'll say.
yeah.
I know a lot of people don't like the fact that it was episodic, but for me, it made it. It was. I would have played if they brought out all the episodes, all the missions in one. I'd have played through them, I'd have completed it, and then that's it, and just
Yeah.
forgotten about it, and it'd been a good game. But the fact it was episodic, I'd come back. I mean, I only picked it up after 3 episodes had come out, so like the last 2 or the last 3 I played as they were released. But it was a game that, yeah, you bought and you subscribed. You got the hub. You got the hub that had the missions,
Yeah.
and then you could play one of the missions, the story missions. But there were so many other things other than the story. They'd have these elusive targets. I think there's one out right now where you've got 48 hours to go and kill a guy, and if you die, that's it. You don't have another chance. So you've got to do it really
Yeah.
slowly, and it's a brand new person. I think one of them was like Gary Busey. Was one of the
Yeah,
people you had
I
to kill.
remember.
So they'd have these really unusual. It was like an MMO in the way that they'd be constantly supporting it. They'd be sending out these elusive targets. I keep getting app alerts saying, "Oh, this only 24 hours left to kill this guy," and I think it's a computer game nerd I've got to kill at the moment, which I might have to do. It played so well on the PC as well. The 144 frames per second, something like that. But every level was so unique and just not necessarily huge, but you could go anywhere you wanted, but as long as you'd got the right outfits. And it was just a really, really fun game. And I played through. Well, I finished it on stream. I went and did Hitman entirely on stream, but this was like when I had like single digit or just double digit followers, so nobody really popped in to say hello. But it's such a good game to play online, and yeah, it's just. Well, the news is that I should really mention the news. Square Enix have said that they're going to sell IO Interactive, but there's been also news from a German. Let me bring it up because it's just come. There's a really reliable German magazine called GameStar. Says Hitman. The rights to the Hitman franchise is actually remaining with IO rather than with Square Enix. And when the studio is sold or when the studio is sold, or if and when the studio is sold or spun off, and it says this work on the second season is already halfway to completion and is definitely going to happen. So if that is true, then I am very, very, very happy and looking forward to it. And whoever picks them up, it will be great. But I had a little panic when I saw that it was going. I was like, no, that's like the one this year. Apart from Red Dead Redemption, this was the game I was desperate to play. So I love Hitman. Season 2 was just, I was dying to see what they were going to do and how they could improve on it.
I think it's a stretch to say it's definitely coming out because we've seen this happen with THQ before, and well, on the same note, THQ also with the Darksiders 3 got picked up, and that is going. That is going to be something that they're going to a franchise that's going to continue after the breakup of a company. But I mean, say definitely, I think is a stretch. But if you're that close to completion, they still own the rights. Even if they do get sold off, I mean, it's really going to come down to whether someone's willing to pay that money for IO Interactive. I mean, I can't imagine that Square Enix is just going to give them away. They're looking to make up $40 million in losses. I mean, come on, a lot of money. So they're not going to want to give it away super cheap. But I think it would be a great pickup for a company. I really think this is my opinion on it. I think this is a great place for Xbox or PlayStation to step in. Say, I want to scoop this up, have this as a console.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah,
or Ubisoft.
I think they should just bury themselves into it. Yeah.
I think Ubisoft would, because they love the model. Download, get yourself a sniper if you want. You can buy that for £3, or get their little models like that. But I love it, and it's such a pity it didn't sell that well because it was such a good game. And I think if it hadn't been episodic, it still wouldn't have sold that much. I don't think the Hitman brand is as popular as people think.
I think at the end of it, like at the end of this entire tale, like I think the episodic release kind of helped it because
It stayed in the news all year, didn't it?
yeah, exactly. At the beginning, it kind of damaged it like very bad. Like people were like, "No, I'm not gonna for a Hitman game. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm gonna play an episodic Halo game. Like, that's not gonna happen."
Yeah.
But it's like,
Look at what type
and like
of game
it wasn't
it is.
until like exactly. Like it wasn't until it came out, and like around the second episode, everyone's like, "Oh, I get this." Like
Yeah.
you play this game, you play this level over and over again until you memorize it, and you can like
Yeah,
you
that,
can go crazy. You
the-
can like find like
I got the
I can
level
get that,
level 20
but-
in the Paris one. I got level 20, and that means like you end up killing the people maybe 30, 40 times over, but in so many different ways. There's one point where I was climbing up to the top of a crane to snipe the two people at the same time, and I had no idea the crane existed until I'd like looked at the achievements of how to get level 20. Like it's just there's so much repetitivity.
One of my problems with the earlier Hitman was the fact that like I just ran through it, and like if I didn't kill anyone the cool way, if I ran in there with a grenade and just threw it into a room and ran away, that was the playthrough of that level, and I never went back. So like the episodic nature helped. I mean, I feel like it should have.
But I'm kind of hoping that the huge outcry that there is now on the internet about, oh no, this is terrible, this is one of the best games last year. I hope that's going to end up giving it a bit of a boost, so that when if season 2 does come out, people are like, wait, now let's pick it up.
Got me thinking about wanting to buy it. I'm not going to lie. I'm thinking about buying it more now than when it first came out. But in my opinion, that hurt so much because you sell so many games off of your initial release.
Yeah.
That is where you're going to have an idea of what you're going to get out of your game. And if you don't sell big within that first month, the idea of ever reaching, like, what was it? They sold 500,000 physical copies, and it was like, it was like 600,000, something like that. And it was a little bit more for Steam, but those are, I mean, I know a lot of places would love, a lot of game developers would love to sell 1 million, 1.5 million copies, but it wasn't what they were looking for out of this. So I think in the long run, it hurt them. But I can see what you guys are saying. I'm with you guys on that. Like the idea of that episode after the fact seems good. I just wish they would have expressed that when it was coming out.
Yeah.
Like, this is how we're. I think it was the communication.
I wish they'd said like
I call it the old Xbox One mistake. Communication wasn't there.
God.
It didn't hit. Yeah. So that was why I never bought it, because it was episodic. I found out it was episodic. I'm like, oh man, I don't want to pay and then wait and then pay and then wait. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna skip it. And I'll be honest, that's the only reason why I didn't get it. I was thinking about getting it. It had been a long time since I played a Hitman. I believe actually somebody just called out the last one. Zacharias
Absolutely.
said, the Blood Money.
I said Blood Money is the last great one. He said, I think was Absolution poorly received.
I think that was the last one I played was Blood Money.
Yeah.
Blood Money was awesome.
See, I
think that was
think I played Hitman. Was it just called Hitman for the PS1 back in the day?
Yeah, the first Hitman Silent Assassin was the first one.
Yeah, I played a bit of that as a kid and I loved it and it was great, but that was the last one I played. I never played any of the ones in between. So this one was like, and I just love the concept. Like, yeah, you're a hitman, but you get to disguise yourself. You're not just hiding around. It's not just about stealth. You know, you're hidden in plain sight, kind of. And
it comes down to creativity.
Oh, it is a creative game.
The ability to be creative. Yeah. So, I mean, anytime a game allows you to be creative, that helps so much when it comes to that kind of stuff. It really does.
And my favorite was the free DLC where you got to dress up as Father Christmas and kidnap. No, you had to cause both of the burglars from Home Alone to die in accidents. So I electrocuted them both. Yeah,
That is hilarious.
it was awesome. I got that DLC, I want to say, or that bonus mission. I got that to completion, so now I can dress up as Father Christmas wherever I want. Like on any level, I can start dressed as Father Christmas. So, but and it's
Just
like
blending in here.
Sorry.
Like, just blend it in here. Don't worry, guys. Yeah.
It's,
Dress up as Father Christmas.
yeah, you can dress up as you can end up strutting a catwalk, or you can even climb on top of the lighting fixture above the catwalk and bring the whole thing down on everybody. It's no, that game, honestly, yeah, Rocky, if you get that game, let me know when you're streaming, because I'm going to be there for the entire thing. It's just funny as well.
I've been thinking about it. This story has got me thinking about playing. I'm not gonna lie, this is the one that because now I sort of understand it more, and it makes more sense to my brain as to why I want to shell out the cash for it too. Plus, it's always cheaper when you buy them later.
Yeah. Andre, have you played Hitman?
I haven't played the new one, but yeah, I've played every single Hitman up until this new one, and again, it was the messaging at the beginning that really threw me off. I was like, I don't like episodic content unless it's like a Telltale game and that kind of, and even then I wait until everything's out and then I go play it.
Yeah.
So I had the same thing coming into this. I've seen a lot of people play this game and it looks incredible and it looks right up my alley. It looks like something I'd love.
Yeah.
If it was out for the Switch, man, oh,
It always comes
so
back to
annoying.
the Switch.
It does play really well on the PC. I gotta say, that's one of the games where I play it and I don't get any fuzzy high because I've got 144 hertz monitor. So when I'm playing that, and it's not very demanding. It's like, oh, this game looks so pretty. I could just reach in and touch it. Are you thinking of picking it up?
I might. I have so many games on like the back burner I still have to play.
Oh god, me too. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
Honestly,
looking at
that's the same thing. It's ridiculous. It really is.
That's why I'm really knuckling down with Horizon Zero
Right
Dawn
there.
because I want to. Part of me wants to finish it, and the other part of me wants to finish it. It's like get it out of the way, and then they move on to something else. But yeah, anyway, so fingers crossed. Next week we might have some good news about it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not being too hopeful. But yeah, we were talking earlier about music. How games have amazing music. But one of the downsides of having decent music is when the rights to that music expires. Like in, I think it was GTA San Andreas, they patched out the
Oh,
good
they did.
music. Was it?
Yeah.
Is that on? Well, Alan Wake. Today is the last day you can buy Alan Wake on Steam, and they've put it as 90% off. So it's €2.79, so maybe like $3 where you are if you want to get
So
it.
you have no excuse.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm literally going to buy that today.
Yeah.
Right after we're done here.
See,
It's a
Yep,
great
I
game.
am literally going to. That was one. Man, that game was so good. I loved that game. I originally played it on the Xbox 360. What a freaking great game!
Can you
is all
can
I
you
can say. If you guys
try and
haven't
sell
played
it to
go
me?
buy it.
Please sell it to me. Try and persuade me to buy it because I have absolutely no interest in buying it, but I don't know what it's about.
$2.
Apart from
It is. You know,
A price tag. That should be it.
wait,
where
where's my phone?
the
Let me buy it.
atmosphere. It's one of them games where the atmosphere takes over it. It's a lot like what we're talking. The way that they use shadows and light, and how your enemies are almost seems like they're sort of made of shadow, and they only really become weak when you shine your flashlight on them. And it's all done in this you're seeing it all through a novelist's eyes. So it's all written like a novel and meant to be portrayed as a novel as you're going through, and it's being narrated by this guy. It really does take on a very atmospheric way of being. It's very unique. One of the most unique games I ever played. I've literally, if anybody has ever mentioned it and says they haven't bought it, I always tell them buy it now.
Is it
buy
scary?
It now. Amazing game. Absolutely amazing.
Is it scary?
And one of the good things is if you pick up. Oh yeah.
I don't know if I would say scary to the point where like Resident Evil 7 or something like that. It's more of a suspenseful thriller is what I would call it. More of a suspenseful thriller. It puts you in a lot of moments where you get a lot of that chest feeling at times because you just feel so overwhelmed, and getting that flashlight so that you can actually weaken enemies and make them sort of vulnerable is such a big thing. And you can get yourself in these lapses where you're like going from one to another, and you can sort of feel that pressure bearing down on you. So I would say more suspenseful thriller than it is a scary game.
And
I would say the first opening hour of that game is actually kind of scary. Like it reminded me a lot of like if Silent Hill controlled well.
Ooh.
Like if any
love
Silent
Silent
Hill.
Yeah, I can see that all the way. I can.
Yeah, like as I was playing it, like I couldn't stop thinking, like, man, like if they would have had like the Silent Hill name on this game, like it probably would have blown up. Like it would have been considered the best Silent Hill game. I mean, yeah, like
Guys, I just bought it.
perfect. The game sucks actually. Never mind.
I got
We're
the
lying to
whole
you.
I got the extra on it.
You're welcome.
It was like for 30 cents more. I could get it with American Nightmare and some bonus stuff.
Oh, the American Nightmare
American Nightmare was
downloadable. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Like
Yeah.
it was what Alan Wake 2 was supposed to feel like.
Yeah.
And like, if it tells you anything, it tells you like that game was supposed to be intense. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really like the way that game controls.
It includes Alan Wake, Alan
really-
Wake's American Nightmare, and Alan Wake's Collector's Edition extras, and it's only 90 cents more. So I was like, okay, I'll get the extra stuff, whatever the
Worth
extras
it.
are. It's good
Yeah,
fun.
it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. I say everybody, if you have not bought it now, buy this today. Buy it today. Don't miss
you
out
can
on it.
only
'Cause
buy
it's
it
really,
today.
Yeah, I was gonna say because you ain't gonna get it after this. But
Yeah, exactly.
absolutely amazing game. Amazing game. Love it. That game would be one of the few like 9 out of 10s that I would have given a game. Like that. I don't give too many of them kind of games, suspense games, stuff like that. Really high marks. But there was a lot of content there. It was Yeah,
Raven
a lot
says-
to love about that game.
Brandon says this pleases me. Yeah, maybe I'll stream it and see what people think. But yeah,
One
so
of the good things about the game too. One of the good things about that game is like when you pick up like one of those notes and you open up the screen, Alan Wake reads it. You don't even have to read.
Thank you.
So good.
That was something I was gonna say when you were talking about that. Like, why do they not narrate any of these reading?
oh,
Like,
they're
if I
doing.
want to read, I'm gonna go pick up a newspaper. I don't want to read in my video games.
That's one thing I noticed with Horizon Zero Dawn, though. Although when you find the audio, like the audio logs, it's great, but you find like 3 in a row. So you get one and you start listening to it, and then it's like, do you want to play the next one? It's like, no, because I haven't heard the first one yet, and they're still talking, and you just end up standing there for ages, going, okay, let's click the next one, and now the next one that I found. It's like, I can spread them out.
He
a
reads
bit.
it in that novelist voice. It's very cool the way that they did it. Very cool. And
Okay.
again, I don't have to read. Bonus.
Yeah, perfect.
So if you are listening to this on iTunes or on your podcast player, then it is very likely that you can't buy Alan Wake anymore. So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But you'll be able to get it on like one of those dodgy websites, G4A and all that.
You can
It
probably
kind of
buy
makes
the-
me want to buy up a bunch of codes, man, and just be like, if you guys want to get it, go on
That's a
over,
good
hang out
point.
with me.
10 years, only accept bitcoins for this. But
I was gonna say you can catch me over on Twitch, and I'm almost doing a shameless plug there, but
yeah,
a good
chances
idea.
are I'm almost getting my copy.
I need to make a shameless plug for my YouTube. Guys, please give me a follow. Well, give Click Play a follow on YouTube because we're like 51 subscribers away from getting a nice customized URL. At the moment, we're slash UC, capital UC, the small Z, capital P, O, and that's a small O, 36, and then there's like another 20 characters on there. So yeah, please guys, if you're able to give us a subscription, it'll make it a lot easier, and it'll look less messy than that. Right, also in the news, have any of you
Congratulations,
guys...
too, by the way.
Sorry?
Congratulations, too, by the way.
For
You're only 51 followers away. Hey,
Oh, right, okay,
that's
thanks,
our
yeah.
subscribers. That's like
should
that on
celebrate.
YouTube.
Don't ask
Ask
Andre how...
Hotshot over
Yeah.
here. Ask Hotshot how fast that's going to go by. It's going to be done.
Oh,
Done.
how many have you got, Andre? Like 1,300 or something like that?
Right now I have 1,400 subscribers.
Nice.
Damn.
Congratulations.
Damn.
Famous.
Yeah.
I got like 20 active watchers, but
That's like Manny's stream, really.
yeah.
Probably
You
got
haven't
more.
you haven't made it big until you look in your comments and wish that you could jump off of the second story.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I can't wait to read my comments today. Get out the window, like no.
That's where I
So,
learn
do you get any of that,
all my racial
Andre?
slurs you get from YouTube comment section. It's like Facebook. That's just terrible.
It's like I made one video that kind of blew up. It has it's about to reach 200,000 views, and I'm not in it at all. But like all the comments for it are like the most nastiest comments. Like it's the worst. I can't imagine what like being successful on YouTube would be
Yeah.
like.
No.
People fucking you suck. Fuck you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hope
my,
you die tomorrow. Like, wow, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
yeah, my
Do
other...
you find it odd that there's a correlation between your biggest viewed video and you're not even in it?
Yeah, exactly.
You're like,
Aw.
God dang it.
No, my top 2 videos are like I'm not in them at all. My face isn't in them.
Yeah, on my other account, my personal account, I've got a video on there. It was just a video I took of a woman who fainted on live TV, and I put I was like, oh, it's this woman, and I put dies on live TV, but I put dies in like in inverted comments just to see how well it would do, and it got like 200,000 views. But like, and
Yeah,
so
that's
many
pretty
comments just like, she didn't die. I'm offended. I came here to watch somebody die, and this person didn't die.
I'm a bitch.
Like,
People
yeah.
are mad at you. Like, dude, she didn't die. What's the matter with you, man?
You should
Yeah.
have killed
God,
her.
I'm
What's
never
wrong with
watching
you?
another video.
Ah.
I'm never watching another video of yours.
And then my other one that's got so yeah, that didn't that wasn't eligible for any revenue from YouTube. And then my other one is some guy on the radio referring.
Die.
There's a guy called Jeremy Hunt who is the NHS or the Health Secretary, and one of this really serious news presenter accidentally called him Jeremy Cunt instead of Jeremy Hunt. And so I recorded that. I got the recording and I stuck a video on it and then stuck it on YouTube. And that got like 250,000 views, but because it's got the word cunt in it, apparently it's
Yeah.
ineligible for
Yeah.
any money. So,
Can't
it's
make
like,
money off it, yeah.
Immediately cut off monetization.
Yeah.
Done.
so that sucks.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it does.
have any of you guys used or purchased a Humble monthly bundle?
No.
I never have. Nope.
Oh, well, you pay was it $12 a month, and they send you a load of free games. Well, the new one is with Stellaris. If you get that, you can get Stellaris for like €12, but then $12, but then you get loads of other games when June finally rolls around. Have any of you guys played Stellaris or any of the grand strategy things?
Is that like a Command and Conquer? Is that like
I
a?
think so. Yeah, it's grand strategy or whatever.
Yeah.
Now I gotta redo some research here.
Yeah. I think it's like this a Sin City type thing in space though. That's what I thought it was.
I don't know. Maybe if
Yeah.
people in the audience can let us know. That's one thing actually. If you're in the audience, please send us questions. We currently have 0 questions because I haven't asked anyone yet. But if you've got any questions,
Ask questions, guys.
send them in there and we'll chat about whatever you want.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like too. Is like a Command and Conquer in space.
Oh yeah.
It's interesting looking.
Yeah, the only word I keep hearing is civilization in space, says Zach.
That's it.
Yeah,
Raven agrees.
exactly. That's what it looks like too. That's a good way of putting it from one of the pitches that I'm seeing. I have never seen anything about it.
It's
have never
really
listened.
popular. People are saying it's a
Yeah.
great game, and $12 you can't go wrong. And last month I got.
Is this the one?
Sorry.
Is this the one where you can like almost crash your computer? Like if you, like you can sort of speed up time and almost like wreck your CPU playing it. I had seen something. I'm not sure if it was this or not. If you can switch up, like sort of speed up time, and then like physics and everything are all taken into account. And people were like testing their CPUs with it, trying to like push their CPUs to the breaking point.
Was that
Oh,
Civ?
yeah.
Was that Civ where they tried to get the biggest game possible and like people's computers were burning up?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I
yeah,
think I had seen the video of somebody had this, and then like all the physics were going on, and like he was able to like console command in like an Earth right next to an Earth, and then get it to just completely whip around itself, and then travel around the sun, and then everything in the whole solar system start going all out of whack because everything's reacting off of each other, something like that.
yeah.
I'm not sure if that was the one. Yeah.
I don't know how like mechanic it is. I think it's just mainly like strategy. It's one of those games you have to really think about, I think. So we'll see. Real Boogeyman says, "How did you get that sexy mofo?" I'm guessing that is. I got asterisks here. That sexy mofo rocket on the show. I know we are honored. We are honored.
It's requested.
It was.
Requested.
It was indeed.
When I give the people what they want. All right, look at the Rocket Nation back here. Boogie, I see you. How you doing, son? Yeah, we're having beers later. Whole Boogie family's back there. Absolutely amazing.
Zach says, "Yeah, there's no orbiting
All you gotta do is
mechanics. It's probably Universe Sandbox 3 that you were talking about."
All right, maybe that was it. All right. Looking at the pictures from this, like I said, I am totally out of my realm here. This was not the game that I thought it was.
But yeah, if you get it, it's $12 on the Humble Monthly. And last month, it was Dirt Rally, which I played for quite a while because I had it on PS4 and it plays even better on PC. It's such a good game.
Such good things about that game
It's
too.
so much fun. It's
That's one of those games. Like I want to actually get like the driving setup.
Yeah.
Like get the whole wheel attached to the front of the
That's the problem with getting and playing that game because then you're like, ooh, but I want a good one. I want a Thrustmaster. How much is a Thrustmaster? Okay, €300. Right, let me think.
Yeah, right.
The best ones.
Like I ain't got that kind of money.
But also the game, they gave the last one when it finally unlocked at 1st of May. It was like, here's all the other games you get for free. And I was like, oh great, there's Undertale. I've been wanting to play that game for ages. And then I went to add it to my Steam library and it was already in there. I was like, oh, okay. I've had this for ages. I don't know where I got it from or when I bought it, but I have had it for a long time.
And you know that they keep telling you this, man. Like we feel like you're rich, bro. Like I was fixing to ask you for free game codes, anything, because
No, I think
everything you already have. And
Undertale
I've only
didn't-
been watching for about a month and a half.
Undertale didn't break the bank. I gotta say, I think it was about €2 in the
Well,
winter sale, but
you
I've
didn't
got a
get the
spare
collector's
copy.
edition, then I see.
No, I'm not that rich.
It comes with a steering wheel and everything. It's
I'm a teacher that works like 21 hours a week. I am not rich. I don't have kids. That's great. That helps.
Yeah,
Well, we've also got some. Yeah, going to the Wild West zone of the news now. Far Cry is about to ride the coattails of the Red Dead Redemption 2 promo and could be set in the Wild West. Who wants a first-person shooter set in the Wild West where you get to climb, I don't know, silos or something? Or what are you going to be climbing to the top of?
Plateaus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you think to that?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Montana apparently seems to be like where the setting is. If you guys don't know, there was a Hollywood studio was doing some filming at an old church on, I believe it was like Fort Pico or something in Montana, and they've done some work in the past with Ubisoft, mainly on Far Cry Primal. So that's why everyone's sort of connecting the two. When it first come about, people were connecting it directly with Red Dead Redemption 2, but I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest. I think it's a risky decision by Far Cry because you're going directly up against Red Dead 2, and you're not going to beat.
This will come before, definitely, won't it? I think was it scheduled for September? Someone said, or actually, when's Red Dead Redemption? Is that September, October? For them?
I don't even think that there's a definitive for either one at this point, but they're both on pace.
No, it's Destiny.
From what I
I
understand.
think it's Destiny September. I'm thinking maybe Red Dead Redemption's like
September.
a bit later.
I think they're both slated for like that holiday season, and I fully anticipate both of them being pushed back to spring of next year at this point because that's just how things go these days.
Yeah, Red Dead's TBA apparently, and I'm sure it'll get pushed back.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well.
Gotta say thanks to everyone that's joining us in the stream again. A really high, it's like second or third week in a row we're having loads of viewers. So hi to everyone watching. Yeah, it's rocket.
Oh yeah, but about Far Cry in the West, like, man, something about like, I love all the. I haven't played the first Far Cry, but like Far Cry 2, Far Cry 3, and Far Cry 4 are all like. I'm just gonna leave Primal out of it. I didn't really like Primal.
No, me neither.
but like something about like the being able to like fly up in the air, to jump off mountains and like swim under like like into caves and
This
stuff
is
like
Zelda
that.
you're describing, you know.
Yeah.
Describing Zelda again. Andre.
Back again. Zelda makes it back again. Everybody Zelda.
No, but like I don't see how Far Cry is gonna do a Western setting. Like if anything, I would have wanted to go into like space or some shit. Like I love Westerns. Don't get me wrong. Like I love Western movies and I love
Same here.
like I love that genre. But like the idea of my Far Cry game going, I'm saying my Far Cry game, like
don't fit.
You're gonna play it.
but it's like I'm gonna play it for sure.
Yeah.
But, like, the thing is, like when I think Far Cry, like again, I think of like high action explosions, jumping off mountains and shit.
Maybe that'll
And
happen.
Where does that fit in that setting at all?
Explosions in a
where's
Western.
the menu?
Hey, if you
Well,
wanna play
yeah,
it.
that's true.
Dynamite.
You'll probably have like one of those chain guns and stuff. That'd be pretty cool, I guess.
It's something.
Yeah.
To be honest, although I don't know, for me a Western, I want to see me as a cowboy. I want it to be in third person. I don't want a first person Western.
Yeah.
Has that ever happened? I can't think of a
I don't think
single.
so.
I can't think of any. Every Western that I can think of has always been in third person.
Was Gun? Remember that game Gun? That came out.
I think that was third person, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Which one? I think all of.
It wasn't that. I never did play Gun.
No, Gun. That was that had decent.
No, that was first person.
Sorry.
Was it?
Actually,
Yeah.
no. I'm seeing like clips of someone playing it in first person, but it's also not in first person.
It's a
I think
mod.
you can like zoom into like first person. and shit.
All right. Yeah.
But then, when you think
Yeah,
of
it was a-
Far Cry, though, it's like they do love to do something totally different every time. Like the first one, I don't think I even touched, but the second one was like African desert. Third one was the tropical island. Then the fourth one was up in the mountains. What other options do they really have? Can you like some kind
Space.
of?
Yeah,
No,
well,
don't
this
give them
is-
ideas.
The connection here that is being made is like several little like this. Nobody knows what this game is. What's his name? Jeff Gio or whatever his name is. Divulged that like this was going to be Old West. It was going to be an open world game, and it was going to be a sequel to an existing globally known platform. But no, that being said, people thought Red Dead Redemption 2, but that also. That production team being known to have done work with Ubisoft in the past. Also, the fact that Ubisoft sent out a survey some time ago, and it had brought up requesting opinions of what the new game should look like, and this was one of them. But also, so was space in the future. So was like Jurassic Age with dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs would be great. Far Cry
A
dinosaurs.
lot of good ideas in there. There was some really good ones. I don't. I'm with you, Andre. I don't know where does Far Cry fit in the Wild West?
Yeah.
Like
I'll still play
like
it.
you said, I'll play it.
Yeah.
I played every single one of them so far. I'm gonna play it.
I was not a massive fan of Primal. I played it a little bit. Same with number 4. I played it a bit, but I just loved Far Cry 3. I played that so much.
Amazing game.
I think 100% today.
Listen, Boss sold me on that game. Boss, one of the best villains in a game ever.
Yeah.
I love you, Boss.
And I was one of the
Boss,
few-
if you're out there watching, come at me, bro. Come at me, son.
I was one of the few people
love
who
you.
actually liked the characters in that game. I even liked me as a kind of yuppie.
Brody.
You know, hey, I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm on a gap year. I'm gonna go and discover myself and all that. And the fact that they played that. What's the name of the girl, the rapper at the beginning? Another game that had a really cool song at the beginning.
Rap
that-
intro.
what's the name?
Yeah,
What's the
right.
name of it that does the bang bang?
Oh, man.
All I want to do is.
Yeah, the bang. Oh,
and
man.
ooh, tsh.
Such a great song.
Yeah.
Such a good song. I know exactly the one you're talking about.
AJ's like, no dinosaurs in Far Cry Primal was a huge letdown. Because AJ lives in the Bible Belt there. Yeah, dinosaurs running around.
I was kind of expecting something along them lines too. I would have thought there would have been at least some after Jurassic Age dinosaurs that were still left around. I don't know, like a giant ostrich-looking raptor, anything like that.
They have
I was
mammoths,
kind of in
don't
the
they?
same place.
They have woolly
I was gonna
mammoths.
say that was about all they had was a mammoth.
Yeah.
That was it. That was kind of it. Everything else was stuff that we have already seen in a lot of the past Far Cry games too. So I mean,
Yeah. I love how
Wolverine
Andre's
or
a bit
something
like
would have been nice.
Calvin Harris at the
Michigan.
moment with his mic.
Let me ask you guys. Have you guys both played Far Cry 2?
Oh yeah,
No.
I'm like one of the people who fucking love that game.
Did you ever beat the game?
Yeah, I beat it 3
so
times.
you were not like me then, where I found out that you could hunt down diamonds, and I literally spent 800 hours hunting down every diamond in the entire game.
I think I bought
Yeah.
That
that
was
game
all
along
I
with
did in that game.
I think I got that game for Christmas, that Far Cry 2. I never finished it. I played it like 5 hours, but I should have.
Far Cry 2 is what I'm imagining this new Far Cry to be like, because Far Cry 2 was like, it was so real.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like when you get into a confrontation, like you took cover and you hid, or else you got shot and you died. Like I played it on hard, like on the hardest difficulty, because I was like, I want this to be like the most real experience, and like
Yeah.
it really captures like what I imagine it'd be like for like a jeep to come up towards you with like a guy on the machine gun, and like you're just in a field
Yeah.
and you don't know what to do, and you have to
Very
like just
field.
yeah.
AJ says
Oh,
he
my
loves.
favorite was just set fire to everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything.
Oh, yeah, I
just
remember
burned
that.
Africa to the ground. Basically, I set wildfires. I was a felon. I was a felon in that game. That's what I was.
AJ
I
says
was an
that
arson.
he loves in 4 how you could just end the game at the very beginning. Yeah, do you remember that? Where
Oh, yeah.
he's like, you wait
Yeah.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
I'll be back in 15 minutes and I'll get you what you want. And if you just wait there 15 minutes, he comes and
We
you
did
got
that
it.
on our playthrough. We did that on our playthrough on the stream. We actually did that and then restarted it back up. I just could never get into 4 because who could possibly take pagan men seriously? I mean, I know people are out there and they voice their opinion pretty heavy at me in the stream because I bash pagan men. I feel like he's someone that DJs techno music in China. I really do. Like I don't take him seriously as a real villain. And people have really lit
Was
me
he the
up for
bad
that
guy?
in the stream.
Is that his
Holy
name?
man.
Yeah.
He reminds
Yeah,
me like
pagan.
he reminded me like the villain in Skyfall. Javier Bardem. It's kind of like a bit kind of extravagant, a bit fabulous. Yeah, that's Far Cry 4 is a game I'd quite like to go back to, but no, 3. I just loved 3. So fun.
Flamboyant, kind of.
Flamboyant, that was the word I was looking
Flamboyant.
for.
It's like,
And I love games.
I'm not sure about them.
I love games that when you get to a certain point, you like Shadow of Mordor, a bit like Far Cry 3, and I'm guessing Horizon Zero Dawn when you get the armor, is that at some certain point in the game you can like those people that used to avoid or camps used to sneak in, you can just walk in and just destroy everybody without even caring about.
Well, what difficulty are you playing on that one?
On which one? On Horizon?
On Horizon, yeah.
Have a guess. Begins with an E and ends in Z.
It's a classic Smalls difficulty again.
Yeah.
I found that once I started progressing along and getting once I had gotten about halfway through my the progression of the game and all them skill points, I began just walking in anywhere and doing anything I wanted, even to the point where, to be challenged, I was taking on 2 of the Tyrannosaurus Rex dinos. What are they called? Yeah, the big ones, the big T-Rex dinos at that point. So, I mean, at a certain point, you start, on the lower difficulties, you end up outrunning everything in the entire game.
I think I'm reaching that point
That's
now.
why I was going to say, that's why I said leave that, because eventually you're just going to be, you're going to be OP.
I was at the very beginning,
anyways.
definitely not. You're totally, you get destroyed just by those little watcher things that keep wandering around. Ages like easy mode hype. I can't believe Far Cry 4 was on the Xbox 360. Ooh, makes you feel old, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know it, right?
I suppose Primal was on the current consoles. But yeah,
I've gotten that on PC, and we had started a playthrough of it, and we just never finished.
I just got bored playing it.
Why. I didn't hate it, but there's a point at which a game gives you too many options.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of games break that system there, and they make the story of their game less impactful because they give you, there's 4 different people you can go and visit. You can visit them in any way that you want to. Just go go. Good luck. And you get in this thing where you're like, okay, now who do I want to go visit? Well, first off, I'm going to go upgrade every pouch that I have nonstop until they're all maxed out, and then I'm going to go. And you lose this spot where there's no natural progression through the story. It loses its impact because you're too far away from the story itself.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the games that did that. That really did that for me, at least. I don't know about you.
One thing as well with we were talking about Wild West. I don't know. No, it was actually during my stream. I was streaming Red Dead Redemption, and I think it was Pokorobo or someone came in and said, "Oh, have you seen the new picture from from Red Dead Redemption 2?" And I had a look at it, and I thought, well, yeah, it doesn't look amazing. It doesn't look as detailed as I thought it would do. And it turns out it wasn't from that. It was from a game called Wild West Online. Now, how would you feel to have an MMO Western that's generally PvP game where it's all crowdfunded, or it's going to be crowdfunded, which is maybe a reason why this leak happened, which I wouldn't like to presume, but maybe that's why. Would you ever back a game like that, Andre?
Like that, what you just said reminds me of what I'm imagining Red Dead Online is going to be.
Exactly.
Because GTA Online was so incredible that, I know for a fact they're going to do the same with Red. They have to. It's what made them the most money with Grand Theft Auto. So I'm super excited for. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love how people do their own thing. I want to support the little guy as well as the major corporation. Yeah. But yeah, once Red Dead, unless you release tomorrow, you have to avoid the Red Dead hype, or you just get destroyed by it.
That's what I said. I said I bet they did this before Rockstar announces Red Dead Redemption Online and said, well, that's going to be out, because they want to get that Kickstarter out. They want all the money in, and then you'll see Red Dead Redemption Online, Red Dead Redemption 2 Online. You go, oh, actually no, that's the online game. But maybe they're trying to differentiate.
That's what I want. Yeah.
They're focusing this on PvP. I don't know if is GTA Online. Yeah, I suppose that's mainly PvP, isn't it?
My question is this definitively not a counterpart? Is this definitively not the online version? Could they because sort of like they did with the online with GTA, they released GTA Story for 5 and then released the online, sort of a little bit after. Are we not so sure that this is not almost like a separate entity meant to be the online for Red Dead? Because I'll be damned if that man does not look exactly like John Marston. I'm still not convinced, but has it been actually confirmed that this has nothing to do with it?
Yeah, it's nothing to do with it. It's like an independent company, I think, or actually I don't know how independent it is. It's not. Apparently, it's not a Kickstarter game, but they've got. Well, let's just read it. Yesterday, a leaked image started circulating on a GTA forum. So it looks a lot like John Marston for Red Dead Redemption, but it's not. It's from Wild West Online, an open-world PvP MMO that wears its inspiration on its dusty sun-bleached sleeves. Yeah, that you form gangs to either break or defend the law, roam the hinterlands, or settle in for a game of cards at the local saloon. That does sound like GTA. In PC Gamers exclusive reveal, okay, it's the vice president of publisher DJ2, never heard of them. They're expecting to launch a $250,000 Kickstarter with stretch goals, and there's gonna be like seasons and various things like that. But apparently, it's more or less like, it looks stunning, but it's more or less not complete. But they've done a lot of it, so it's definitely been released. But I think the Kickstarter is mainly to add stuff. Maybe there's a Switch thing on it. Maybe at one point. You'll be able to
There we go again. I'll be over here. I'm the only guy with a Switch. That is. Barcelona's beautiful. Just can talk amongst yourself.
If this game was out for the Switch,
yeah, and it'd be easy
that's
buy.
actually clever. It's actually clever marketing for them. I mean, I'm assuming one of their own released that image to the GTA forums. That's kind of clever. Spark this interest in this one picture, and then you come out and you're like, hey, that's actually our game. So it comes out next month.
I feel like they're about to get sued, to be honest. like this far from being sued by Rockstar. Rockstar is debating things like, what can we do?
No, but then Rockstar will be like, hey guys, this is what's going to be included in Red Dead Redemption 2 Online, and those guys are going, shit.
Is Red Dead coming up? Is Red Dead? Because I know
not yet. It has not been confirmed yet. The first one never did make it out on PC, which I think is one of the greatest tragedies to ever happen in gaming. Please, Rockstar. Me and Ben were talking about this when he was actually streaming.
They would make so much money.
Yeah, it would.
A ton of money. There has been petitions with millions of signatures, and they've never even really gave an idea as of why, other than they had too many. They didn't want to put all their eggs in one basket. They had they were spread too thin at the time, which I'm guessing was for Grand Theft Auto 5. Obviously.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what,
I understand, but
my guess is that they're going to remake, because this is looking like a prequel. Red Dead Redemption 2 is looking like a prequel. I think it will be. And if that's the case, then I'm guessing that once people have played it for a bit, and then once Red Dead Redemption 2's come out on the PC, which I'm sure it will do after a year, that they go and remake and resell and re-release Red Dead Redemption, the original, with the engine of whatever, because it sounds like one of the reasons it didn't go to PC was because the engine, it was difficult for them to convert it to PC and have it running smoothly, because there are bugs. I was playing it and my horse fell through the ground, and I ended up having to shoot it in the head, and then it just went even faster down into the ground. It was really a really strange moment. But if that's the case, then what if they really re-released it and remade it in maybe 3 or 4 years time, when it's like a good 11 or 12 years old, with the engine of whatever they're using to sell Red Dead Redemption.
I'll take a collector's edition with both of them and a statue, please.
Rocky, can you show us your? We need to see your statue collection in front of you. How many do you have?
Oh my goodness! Do you guys really think you're ready for this? It's a lot.
Can you show us? Because we need to show to Andre and Manny, if you're watching this. This is what a collectible is. Was it what we're talking about? Memorabilia? Or?
The real deal. All right.
Wait, so you're not in Barcelona?
Oh, wait.
I am in Barcelona. I bring them with me everywhere. All right, we start over there. I actually got a couple. I know it's kind of the brightness. Horizon Zero Dawn, Dark Souls.
Can you explain for the guys watching this on listening to it on iTunes? You're gonna have to listen very carefully to what these things are. I'll go click play.com and watch the edited version.
There's a lot of them. This is about a third of my collection right here. I have two that I ended up getting Dark Souls 2 Collector's Edition. That's this one right here. I ended up getting two of them because the second one was like $9.99. I'm like, why would I not buy it? So I have those actually framing both sides. And then from left to right, for all the people over on the iTunes, I have the Horizon Zero Dawn Collector's Edition, with the statue of Katie Kieran,
Michael.
And then Michael, thank you. And then we have the Assassin's Creed Black Flag statue. And then the newest recent one is all of the Witcher 3 Dark Horse collectibles ones. Going from left to right, it is Ciri, Yennefer, Geralt, Triss, and then the main protagonist, and I can never pronounce his name. I'm not going to try. I fail.
You accuse me of having too money to burn.
I can never. Every time I try to say it, I screw it up. So I always skip by it. I'm like, and this one right here is the the Overwatch collector's
Soldier
edition with
40.
Soldier 76.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, so we ended up getting that unboxing. We played Overwatch for like a week. I was pretty much a god at it. And then we
Who's your
stopped
character?
playing it because I thought it was too good.
Who's your
I just
Overwatch?
was way too good. And my favorite Overwatch character was probably at the time Widowmaker, because I was
Ah.
sniping at the time. But now it's definitely Reaper. Reaper's
Yeah,
my
that's
name.
mine too.
Yeah,
I
I,
like
love
Farah.
Reaper. I love the shotguns. So much fun. You like Farah too? So many people love Farah.
My group. I was teaching a group of 13-year-olds, and they called me something like a noob, or like some kind of, I don't know. It's like this is a phrase that I'd never heard before, and I was like, "Yeah, you're a Farah noob." No, apparently that's what people who can't play games play as Farah.
You tell
I was
them
like,
that
"Yeah,
they're
sounds right."
noobs at life. They're not even allowed to tell you that. You can't even call me a noob. You're not even old enough to say noob.
Yeah, I was around. The word was around before you were born.
Yeah, right.
You were born this century. I can't believe you can even speak.
And last one is the Doom one. The newest.
Can you smash his head together with those things that's sticking out?
Yeah. No, I wish I could. I could, but I'd break it. But it's got a little fan underneath with a LED red light that shines
So you
up.
put a skirt
and
on
the
it.
lights are off.
Okay.
It's really nice. Now back to Barcelona.
Wow, I can't believe you took all those to Barcelona.
Dude, they go everywhere with me. I bring everybody. The whole Rocket Nation comes. All right, we don't travel solo. We're like a giant gang. That's
Nice.
what we're like.
So when he talks about the
We're
Rocket
not-
Nation, he's
don't
referring
believe
to like what was the phrase we were looking for, Andre, the other day when we were trying to explain what your favorite was? It merchandise? I was,
Oh yeah, I don't think we landed on a specific thing.
but we're like, oh, what's your favorite? It was meant to be like collectible.
Memorabilia.
Memorabilia. Yeah, memorabilia. It's like, what's your favorite
Memorabilia,
memorabilia? And I think Manny came up with the flu virus from Resident Evil, or there's something virus. It's like that. What didn't come with the game, you know? So
I do have a couple of other ones that are nice, but that is the bulk of my collection for the most part. Those are my favorites. Those are the ones that I keep above. This is actually what this is actually a bedroom just inside from where we're actually filming.
yeah,
Yeah. People, I told you, Italy. These people are amazing.
Italy.
Private bedroom all set up, amazing.
I
Barcelona, we love you.
don't think I've ever bought a game with a collectible, apart from
No?
No, I haven't. Apart, like Mario Maker came with a book, but I think every version of the game did, and like the odd tin, something like that. You know, nothing with a.
Yeah.
An
Steel
actual-
bookcase. You're like, wow,
Yeah.
awesome. It'll look great next to the rest of the ones that it doesn't match on my shelf anymore. A little bit of ACD, or what is that? ADHD like that, where I'm like, God, man, I bought this steelbook case and now I got to look at it and everything else is green. You know, I would always get like Xbox games and I'd see them like, oh.
Yeah, I got like I think Mass Effect. I've got on Xbox 360 in this really thick metal tin, and has like this the Xbox film around it. It looks pretty cool. In fact, I need to bring that because I think that's on backwards compatibility, so I can bring it. And although I've actually got it on PC.
Yeah.
I need to go and replay that. Right. Also, so that was Wild West Online. Now, speaking of getting sand in your crack, Egypt. Egypt, Assassin's Creed looks like it's going to be going all the way back to an Origins edition set in ancient Egypt. Now, I'm not a big Assassin's Creed fan. I liked Syndicate because it was in London. I was like, I used to live there. And I'd climb on things that I would have been shot at for trying to climb on if I did that when I lived there. And yeah, it seemed really cool, especially like I like the history of it because I was interested in it. But Assassin's Creed seems a game that I would really like if I just sat down and played it and didn't get distracted.
Yeah.
Have you guys? Well, I know Rocky, you've got the Black Flag thing up there. In fact, Black Flag was the game that came with my PS4 when I bought it, but I installed it but never played it.
That is by far my number one must-play Assassin's Creed game. If you guys haven't played it,
Yeah.
buy that. It is everything that you want out of a game that is so different from everything else that you've seen.
Is it like
even
the
to
Wind
this day,
Waker?
there ain't much that's like it. It's
like
definitely
Zelda.
there's a difference. Here we go again. I'm out of here.
Assassin's Creed on the Switch. What's going on?
Oh no.
Say, Manny's here, everything goes to Star
thoroughly
Citizen.
enjoyed
When Andre's here, it's like Zelda.
No, there's no such thing. No.
So what?
But that's my number one Assassin's Creed game to get. If you haven't played any of them right now, that one's amazing. But I love the idea of it being in Egypt. To me, I think that is absolutely awesome. It's something that's so seldomly actually experimented with in games. And it's such a great time period anyways. There's so much. You can add Romans in there. I mean, depends on where you want to land in Egypt during time, but you can do a lot of different things with that. I mean, a lot. So I like the idea of this one. This one's got me geeked.
What about you, Andre? You a
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed fan?
I play every Assassin's Creed. I love the series, and I always have.
Yeah.
I'm like the one person who's like, oh, but this Assassin's Creed game is pretty good, and it gets like 5. I'm like, but guys, you don't get it. And
What's
like I was
the-
with the entire future like timeline thing. Like I was so into that.
What's the draw
That's why
for
like
it?
when
What's the draw
I
for
just
you?
you just feel like such a badass. Like and
Yeah.
the controllers sometimes fuck up, and that happens. But like I don't know, like something about going through these times in like history and just
That are
kicking
real.
ass.
Yeah, like you've got
Yeah.
being a badass.
you're in. Yeah, that's what I liked about Syndicate. Like going into the factories that real. They were real. They were just like that, and then going into
Yeah,
the city, like being,
exactly.
especially like
I even like Unity. Like that's the thing. Like,
you like what? Oh,
I
Unity.
enjoyed Unity. Yeah,
I
like,
loved Unity for the longest time until I eventually couldn't jump off of a wall and I was stuck there in the story. That was when I gave it up. I passed on it for a while, but I never did play Syndicate, and I cannot wait to come back and play that one because it just looks so.
I like
they're always so authentic to the time frame.
Yeah.
And then there's almost like a rewriting of religion that is happening through the entire series as a whole. It just works. I don't know how to. It just works. Somehow they do a great job of explaining and almost changing religion, like religious history. It's really.
I think that's
It's
actually
unique.
on. I think on my stream. I don't know if people can look down, but there's a list of games to finish, and I think Syndicate's on there. I don't think if I have removed it, I'm going to add it back on there because it's a game. And I said before, like I lived in London for a year, and just being able to go around and be like in a city where you know what it's like now, but you had no idea. You've only. I've been to so many museums and read books and stuff what it was like, but to actually play a video game set in a place where you lived, like, did they ever do it in New York? Did they ever do Assassin's Creed set in New York?
that would be so cool. They made the
Old
Division.
The Division, yeah. That's like 10 years in the
Little
future.
different,
10 years
but-
in the future.
Little
Isn't it?
different. Couldn't climb anything. Wasn't into it.
I love
Yeah,
the
no.
Division. Division's one of my guilty pleasures. That's one of my.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed the Division at first. Yeah.
I'm a Division whore. I'm not gonna lie.
Your
I have,
Division.
to, I have to separate myself from it all the time
Yeah.
because
I saw you playing it like the other day, Rocket. You were playing it like 2 days ago, weren't you, on stream?
yeah, I did. I played it. We were doing it was actually last Tuesday. We were doing 12 games that we played over the last 12 months because it was the 1-year anniversary,
Oh, yeah.
and we snuck it in.
Congratulations. Guys, midstream plug here. Go and give Rocket Sauce a follow. And Andre on I'm a Make Movies on YouTube. I'm a Make Movies. I'm on a podcast. I saw that little video you sent out earlier. Have a look at that. I loved it. I loved your video on it. In fact, you're not going to be able, guys at home, you're going to be able to, at home, all those watching, Rocket and Andrew, Andrew, you're not going to be able to hear this, but just listen to how quickly he moves on from Happy Mother's Day. I burst out laughing. Let's listen to the very beginning of this.
Happy Mother's Day to all.
What I say?
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, and moving on. If you like video games,
It's like straight away. Happy Mother's Day. Moving on. I'm going to be on a podcast, and it's like 4 seconds of Happy Mother's Day and 58 seconds of the podcast. So go and give Andre a follow. I'm a Make Movies. Brilliant. So also final bit of news. Star Citizen has a release date. Andre, I can't click on this link. I don't understand.
Oh, I can't click on it either. That's weird.
Because it doesn't exist.
Oh shit.
It's a definite hack.
Oh dear, we've been hacked. We've got to pay $300 in bitcoins. Shit. But yeah, so that's.
I guess I'll just take it off the list then. There
I
you go.
suppose so. Although I'm sure if we put that in the description of the game of the video, we're gonna get a lot of views. Every single time I put Star Citizen in the tags, I get people going like, "Hey, if you're gonna download Star Citizen, use my code, and you can get some extra points for your Space Pirate game."
God.
Awesome. Anyway, the release date is 2030. Oh, Zacharias, that's very optimistic. But yeah, guys, any questions, please? We've got one from Reese, which we're going to ask in a second. If any of you have got questions you want us to answer, any, relationship problems, somebody cheating on you, if you got an addiction to crap video games you've spent like $1,900 on, or You know, do you keep buying tat for your living room and can't stop buying them? I don't know. Tell us, and we'll help you there. But the first question is from London Reese, who's been, I think, lurking back here. I have a really boring question. Oh, good. But it's important to me. I want to get into gaming, PC playing. PC gaming. There you go. Yeah, I want to get into PC gaming, and I don't have one yet to use. So when looking at specs, what's important specs to have for great gaming? He's got a 4K TV. Although I think playing in 4K now is going to be... I'd give it a year or two before you can get a decent 4K, like playing a game in 4K. It's very good. Where can I save costs in getting my first one? Well, I love that Reese. When he started watching me streaming, he had nothing. He had I think a Mac or an iPad, and that was it. And since talking to me, within a few days of each other, he got a PS4, a Switch, and now he's looking at getting a gaming PC. So he's like,
he's trying to keep up with you.
Yeah,
he's trying to keep up with you.
He's trying to find a game that he can beat me on, because unfortunately on Mario Kart, I think I'm 124 wins against 7. Poor guy. Poor guy.
Boy.
So yeah, what have you guys built PCs?
I have a Mac.
Ugh.
Next question.
How can you upgrade that apart from just sticking in the bin and buying a new one?
Anybody that follows the channel at all, that's twitch.tv/Rocket Sauce, in case you're wondering.
Rocket with IT at the end.
I often talk about PC. This is one of the few things that I love to talk about, that I just adore. Like every time somebody asks one of these questions, I'm like, pause the stream, let's talk about it. But
It's the perfect one to
you're
ask.
looking for, it's instantaneous. I say don't go 4K. A lot of people are thinking 4K right now. I have a 1080 Ti, the most powerful graphics card on the market today. This thing is known as the Reactor.
He's got a tiny
And
penis.
it powers everything inside of it. I can do 4K at a little over 60 FPS if I'm lucky. So 4K is like out of reach still to this day. And it's, you can save a whole lot of money by not going to 4K if you really want to know. But your graphics card is your workhorse. Even when it comes, I know there's some games that lean more towards the CPU side of things.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on graphics card.
Isn't it more
decent
about
CPU, you can get by.
Isn't it more about like is it 1440? Is that the one between?
That's 1440. That's what I game at, and I have two 1440p monitors, and without a doubt, you're better off trying to hit that than you are at the 4K, because 4K is still so tough to push. You got to think you have four 1080p monitors that you're trying to push. If you're doing 4K, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That is a lot of processing that's going on, without a doubt. Just a decent graphics card. You really don't need as much as you think you do. The first place to start is always with your monitor, and then you can build off of that. What kind of monitor you plan on getting? 144 hertz like Ben's got over here, because he's got all the money in the world. He don't care.
I definitely don't have to buy in this.
So if you're looking at pushing a full 144 hertz 1080p, it's going to take a little bit more than if you had a 60 hertz monitor. And then if you have, if you're looking to step up into 1440p, you're going to need a lot more horsepower, and you're probably never going to get that 144 hertz. So it all starts there, and then get the best graphics card that goes with the monitor. And then you usually want to spend about double what you do on a graphics card, or half as much as you do on a graphics card on the processor. So you look at something within that price range, and then it just sort of builds out from there. It's not hard, and YouTube is where I've learned everything that I've known about computers. It is, guys, listen, we're in the information technology age, and there's the only place you got to go is right to the YouTube, man. You go there. There are so many resources. Any question you have, somebody has already answered it far better than any of us are going to. There's some really brilliant people out there, so definitely go check out YouTube.
Yeah, I mean,
I agree.
Great. Yes, Andre needs to get a gaming. Are you gonna get a gaming PC, Andre? Are you happy with
once
you?
I have money, I just bought like a new camera lens, and that cost me like $700, and now I'm like,
Jeez. So we should expect some more videos before. I suppose if you're editing videos, a Mac's great. Do you take it to Starbucks and sit there like writing your novel on it and that?
I fucking try not to. Really annoying.
I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, I don't want anything. I'm even more hipster. I set up a table on my roof and I right up there.
Camera expense.
Up there
Camera lenses-
drinking craft beer.
Yeah, one of the many craft beers that we sell right here.
The one that's been through the nuts of
Very
an
non-prescription
Amazonian
glasses.
squirrel. I have a new question. If I'm going to build a PC, how do I make it affordable? I got my PC is custom built. It's not. I didn't build it myself, but it's not like from a store. I went to a thing. If you're in the UK, it's a really really good website. Although they do deliver worldwide, I think. Called
I know the one you're talking about too.
PC Specialist. It's a website called PC Specialist. They are, and I actually counted like how much it would be if I went on Amazon, because Newegg doesn't sell to Spain. So I went on Amazon and had a look at how much it would be if I wanted all the different parts, and I would have saved like literally €40. Literally nothing, and I get 3 years warranty and all this, that, and the other. And then because I got an i7 6700K with a 1070 graphics and 16 gigabytes of RAM or whatever. But when I literally on the Wednesday. Ordered it, and it takes a while for them to build it, and then at the weekend they announced it because it was I can't remember what it was called, the big computer exposition that's every January, but they announced the i7 was it KB Lake? Is that the new one or is that the one before?
KB Lake that is the 7700.
Okay,
the 7000 series.
Yeah, they announced that at the weekend. They're like, yeah, we're going to be releasing this, and then I just checked my order and they're like, oh yeah, by the way, we've upgraded it. So when we're sending it out, you're actually going to get the 7700K.
That's cool that they did that
so
without even having to.
Yeah, for me, they're a brilliant, brilliant company. I totally, really highly recommend them. PC Specialist.
I've heard a lot of good things about them. Because I watch a lot of these videos and stuff. I'm still always looking at what is good. I'm still learning. I'm always still learning when it comes to PCs. And I've actually seen them come up quite a bit in videos on YouTube talked about.
Yeah.
And how they're very comparable. If you want to build, it used to be if you're going to build your own PC, you're going to get it cheaper than you would. Well, you can actually find them beating the price of you buying your own parts. Which is
it was actually cheaper for my Elgato to get an Elgato through them and then get them to install it when they sent it, rather than going on Amazon afterwards and getting that delivered. But
there is a certain something that you get though from building your own PC, that sense of accomplishment. I don't know, maybe it's false, but I felt smarter after I was done building my PC. I felt like somehow I had transcended.
Yeah.
And I was on a whole new level, a whole new plane. And I don't know if it was actually the reality of it, but I felt like I was.
I'm looking forward to upgrading it.
You don't know what that did for my self-confidence.
I'm going to upgrade it one day. I'm going to upgrade that 1070 to whatever, like a 1280 Ti or whatever in 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I know it, right?
So,
that's what we got a running joke. Crankly's always tells me, well, just wait for that 2080 Ti. Wait for that 2080 Ti. I'm like, Jesus.
I love it. Boogeyman in the chat says, I sat on my back porch using a typewriter. You are ultimate hipster there.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's got the beard, everything.
We've also got a question. Eggy Moggy said, where can I buy a Wii U? Well, you can probably get them. Sorry?
Oh, you can actually, if this is a serious question, if you go on the Nintendo's website, they sell refurbished Wii U's for dirt. Like you can buy it, and I think it's like $150 for like a Wii U and like a couple games or something.
Well, that's not bad. Wii U's decent, got decent games. It's the time to get one.
It does, but like the fact that it's done, I just want everything on the Switch. I'm not sure if you guys know this, but I own a Switch.
You own a Switch?
You do?
Rocket.
No way.
Have you got a Switch?
You should talk about it. Talk about it. Go ahead, Andre.
Let me tell you about this little
on hold
indie game
again.
called Zelda, all right? This little indie game the startup company made called Zelda Breath of the Wild. Incredible.
Incredible.
Pretty awesome.
Everything that comes out on this machine, amazing.
Amazing.
You can play it anywhere. It's the beauty of it. It's amazing.
Are you gonna get one, Rocket?
I feel like you work for Nintendo. I was thinking about it. I was really thinking about it. I've been debating back and forth. Is something? So I'm to be honest, I would really right now at this point be buying it just for Zelda. Yeah. But I would play Mario Kart. I would get in try and get other. But I don't know how many people are out there like that would be able to join in on the stream and maybe join in. I feel like that's not something I would want to do on my own because then, it's me versus the computer, and me versus humans is a match. So when you put me up against a computer controlled play, they just don't have the tenacity that I have when I play my video games. So I just don't, it wouldn't be entertaining watching me whoop all over him.
That's what I do. I just kick everyone's asked. They're like, "Hey, can we play with you?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. You sure you want to do that?" And then they come on and I kick their ass.
You want to? I'll let them know right off the bat, bro. I'm gonna whoop you, but yeah, you can.
Gotta get a Switch first. I was playing. I was playing online. I was saying I had in my chat in my title. I was like, "Yeah, come and join me. Add me as a friend, and we can just have these massive all the viewers can come and play." And apparently, I was the only person doing that. Loads of people were streaming it, but nobody was actually playing with the viewers. So it was good.
That
fun.
would be something I would think would be a necessity with it. I don't see, with the exception of course Zelda. I mean, everybody knows about Zelda now though, so I don't know if I'm past due to get one and actually stream Zelda. I think there'll always be it's such a great game. From what I'm seeing, I think there'll always be a place for people to watch that. But beyond that, everything else is so party oriented with the Nintendo. And it always really has been, and going back to the U. I would have to pull in viewers. I would have to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to. Yes, I want to buy one just because I'm a hype whore. And
me too.
Yeah, I am. I'm not gonna lie.
Yem says it's a glorified portable console. Yes, and it's a very good one of those. So, it's just an amazing portable control. Of course, yeah.
My view on Nintendo was always they still made the kid games. Like I've grown up. I mean, if y'all don't know, I was born in the late 70s. I know it. You can't tell. This flawless complexion. I know it, right? No, I'm a little older, so I grew up starting off with playing Pong on the Atari and working my way along, and sort of over that time, I've evolved my gaming as I've grown up, as more and more mature. I mean, back in the day, I was hopping blocks in Mario, and here now I am doing the much more mature thing of putting a shotgun to the side of someone's face and blowing their head off the So I always thought as Nintendo was a place to go back and play like the kid games, and I always felt like it was driven by nostalgia, and I am not a nostalgia gamer at all. I'm really not. With the exception of a few great ones like Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like an old game, though, when you play it. There's no nostalgia. No. It's like, wow, this game is still really good.
Yeah, like you said a couple times in your stream, it holds up well to time. Like it withstands the test of time without a doubt.
Yeah.
But I do want one. I'm not gonna lie because I like to spend money apparently.
Yeah, Yem says I feel yourselves. I started with like ColecoVision. What's a ColecoVision?
ColecoVision.
ColecoVision.
What?
Calico.
Who? What? Who did that? Who said
Yem.
that? Yem. You're old too. Welcome to the club, bro. Nice to meet you. How are you? Name's Rocket Sauce? No. Yeah, so much love for you, man. Yeah, that's very old.
70s. Is that the year the dinosaurs went extinct? But so yeah, I mean, we're gonna come to the end now. I've put in Rocket Sauce and Andre's YouTube, Rocket Sauce's Twitch channel in the chat, so please go and give them a good follow, and me, please. And we'll be back next week with Andre. You around?
Yeah, yes. I'll be around next week for sure.
We'll see you. And then Rocket, I'm sure we'll see you. You're a natural. You said this is your first time on a podcast, Rocket Sauce?
Yes, it is.
You're a natural.
You are a natural.
I was so nervous, guys. Like my blood was pumping. My heart is still going. I fucking love you guys. You're amazing. Thank you guys for the invite. I really do. I appreciate that giving the invite. To even think about me, it's such an honor.
No, I mean,
Barcelona is beautiful this time of year.
Yeah, but those flights are not paid for, you know. Those flights to Barcelona, you're gonna have to pay for them yourself.
Not me. If you know people, see, I'm not a big deal over there, but here in America, people know me. So hot flight, and we're right over there. The whole Rocket Nation is beautiful. 69 degrees Fahrenheit or 28 degrees Celsius, depending on where you're from.
What the hell is that?
The wind's coming out of the left. Yeah, it's beautiful. I don't know my directions right now. I'm just going off the teleprompter. It says that way. So everything's going left right now.
I love it when they say hey, it's 100 really degrees outside. It's like, Jesus Christ, boiling water at that temperature. I'm
like, I shouldn't have worn a suit today. Shouldn't have.
Well, I'm glad you made an effort. I normally wear a shirt, but this is my hangover out the bath t-shirt. I just remember. So you're in the Camp Nou, and I've got my Barca shirt on. And Andre's there looking like
Repurposed.
Andre's dressed like a billionaire. That's kind of a billionaire that goes out to the shop.
Nobody realizes I'm a billionaire. Yeah, I try to dress like
Yeah, the Mark
I wear
Zuckerberg.
shitty sneakers. I have my computer tucked in like my bag.
But what you don't know is like that hoodie or that jacket he's wearing is like worth $10,000 or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's the new Kanye
Yeah.
fucking hoodie.
Hand stitched by
Some
Kanye
Gucci.
himself.
Yeah, it's amazing.
All right, so we'll be back next week. Jordan will be back. Manny will be back. I'll be back, as far as I know. Yeah. I don't have any plans. Don't have anything better to do with my life. Yeah. So I'll be back then. Please hit us all with the follow, and we will see you all next week. So thank you very much to Andre, and a very big thanks to Rocky Sauce. Thanks for joining us, and hopefully we will see you again very, very soon.
Thank you, guys.
See you
Thank you,
later.
guys.
Don't forget, clickplay.com. Check out, there's a review of Prey on there. And very soon I'm going to be finally getting around to doing that Mario Kart video review. Andre's helping me out very kindly with some of the, the
No,
intro
I wouldn't
video.
have thought that even a little bit. No. Yeah.
Go and follow there. Follow me on, click play on YouTube, because we want to be so famous that we just get free invites to Playlist Live next year.
And I will be posting for anybody in the Rock Nation. I will be posting up a link so that you guys can go and check this out and go and check out these two amazing guys over there on the YouTube as well. So you guys already know Biggest Venus.
That's my favorite thing about
linking them in my channel.
That's my favorite thing about you is you make my name rhyme with penis. It's
Every single time. Every time. That is what's running through my brain. As soon as it comes in, I'm like, Biggest Penis is it? I mean, wait, Biggest Penis. I mean, Biggest Penis is, yeah, Ben, how's it going, bro? That's how I end up going. At some point, it just turns into Ben because I'm not going to do it anymore.
It's like, oh, that's a pity. That'll be a sad day when that happens. Anyway, thanks again. And guys, check this out. Clickandplay.com. All the links will be on there and on YouTube as well. So, see you later.
Sure.
And as the final quote from Zacharias, screw you, Manny.